Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Dustin Fox, Jason Lloyd, Tyvis Powell, plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
The latest edition of the ultimate Cleveland sports show, along with G. Bush, Jason Lloyd, Tyvis Powell. We've got Anthony, Mike, and Steve all behind the glass. A lot to get to today on a Tuesday. Most of us, only G. Bush was on the panel yesterday.
Face ID.
Yeah.
Wild work with Jay saying some crazy stuff again yesterday.
Hey man,
Jay said something crazy yesterday?
We're gonna get into one of those topics tomorrow when Jay's back on.
I'll just say what he said. We won't talk about it.
Okay.
He said the Browns would only have won 5 games this year with Josh Allen.
He said what now?
He said the Browns
I'm trying to
would
get in
only
my
have won
account.
5 games this year with Josh Allen.
Did I skip over that?
5?
Yeah. You agreed with him.
I skipped over that, or did I check out, or?
I mean, sometimes the eyes just roll in the back of the head.
Right. 5. So,
Jay said you only draft a quarterback when you need a quarterback, and Josh Allen would make this Browns team slightly more competitive, but they'd only win 5 games.
That's insane.
That's nuts.
But we'll talk. You guys can slug that
By the way,
out.
there's plenty of fans that would agree with him. There's nuts as he is, but we'll get to it later.
You can slug that out tomorrow.
But before we do, we got a couple of quick things before we get to our first official topic. Tyvis, you had an interesting morning today.
So what is this now? I heard a little bit about it.
All right, so this will happen.
Yeah.
So,
You driving Cardell's car again?
No, I'm not. So this morning, got up at the normal time that I always do. I ran out the house and I realized that I had the pants that I was wearing earlier didn't quite match this green. So I had to go back and I had to grab these pants, but I said I just put them on at the station. So I'm about 2, maybe 3 minutes later than when I leave. Usually I leave the house at 5:20. I'm leaving the house at 5:23. I get in the car and the car, I didn't have an automatic starter, so you gotta let the windows defrost.
Yeah.
But it was good enough that I could see, but not all the way. Like I couldn't.
We've all done that before.
Right, but I'm driving, the car warm up,
Yeah.
it'll clear up, we'll be fine.
Did you park in the garage?
No, I was not in the garage. My wife was in the garage.
Oh, there you go.
So I drive, so I come out of my driveway and I go up the street. At the top of my street is a stop sign. But the stop sign, I say, is probably 5 yards back before you can actually make the turn. So I stop, I go to make the turn, and I turned a little too soon. So I turned on the curb, and I was in like a pile of snow, stuck. So I sat there, and I tried to, you try to rock it out a little bit, wasn't moving. So I don't have AAA, and I don't have roadside. So I had to call the one place that I don't want to call, 911.
Oh, no.
Which I didn't know that was a thing that you called 911.
Called
I'm stuck in the snow.
Yeah.
I called 911, right? Police officer pulls up, and he looks at the situation, and he says, you know what, I'm going to help you out. He gets down, and he starts moving snow out the way off the tire, because there's 3 tires is on the ground. It's 1 tire that's in the thing. I'm in a truck.
Yeah.
So he moves the snow. I said, officer, I done been kicking snow. That's not going to change nothing. So he got down there with his flashlight, knocking the snow out the way. He up there trying to push and rock it out with me. And so we get to about 5:35, and I realize I'm going to be late for the show. So I text my co-host, I ain't going to be in. I get a text message from my wife. My wife sends me a picture of the police lights. And she's like, somebody getting arrested.
So this is right at the end of your street.
Yeah. So my wife don't know it's me. So I text back and said, yeah, that's me. So I explained what happened and whatnot. So he was like, well, we just going to have to call the tow truck. All right, cool. Tow truck's supposed to be on the way. 2 police officers pull up again. Now, at this point, I'm black. Anytime that
only at that point you were black?
Anytime that in the black community, the police got you pulled over and 2 more pull up, you go into jail. Like, that's just what it is. But I'm like, I ain't do nothing, So we sitting there, the 2 officers get out. So now it's 3 total officers, and they all sitting there trying to rock the car out. So we drive, reverse, trying to get the thing out. The one officer looks at the car and he goes, your parking brake is on. I cut the parking brake off, took right off. I was an hour late to my show this morning.
That might have been grounds for arrest right there.
That's what happened.
I thought.
So, long story short, this morning the ball had already hit the ground. I'm already hitting the ground. I'm on my way back up. So therefore, it's gonna be a great day.
All right,
Bro.
Yeah, that was a rough start.
I thought it was
57 minutes late to my show.
Thought that story was going in a different direction.
Man, I thought it was going to take a twist. I thought he looked in the back seat and said, "There's a legal firearm and a bag of marijuana back there, sir. Do you have any? Do you have any? Other things in your car?" You're like, "Hold on."
I leave my Phantom is the trapping car.
Man, listen, man. He is right. He is right though, man. Hey, you get pulled over and then 2 more people pull up.
It's over.
Because then you gotta hope they on protocol. They got hey, you tell them, hey, did you tell your people your story? This is a routine traffic.
They was all friendly though. You know,
Okay.
me and the guy was talking. He was like, the one officer. So my radio show called me at the start of the show to explain to the people that's listening why I'm late. So we had a good laugh about it.
Dang,
The
they
police
love
officer
Tyvis.
was standing right here at the window.
Yeah.
So like I asked him and he like spoke on air and stuff like that. So he was actually pretty cool.
That's
about
funny.
it.
The cops were helpful.
Yeah, the
That
cops was
nice.
helpful. Yes.
Good. That's an interesting start to the day.
I'd arrest you just for making me get on the ground and kick the
Oh
snow
my
out.
God! I mean,
You didn't get you some AAA, dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
Listen,
Triple A's cheap.
I didn't know.
$10 a month or something stupid.
Who would have
Yeah.
thought that when you go up on a curb or something, like the park brake automatically comes on? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
That's
I
what I'm
didn't know that
saying.
either.
So
That's
like,
true.
that's why I'm sitting there.
I
like,
never use a parking
Me
lot. I would
either.
never have thought that
So
was.
it was nice that it took
I don't either.
3 officers to come check it and say,
Yeah.
you know what, you should turn
That's
your parking
funny.
brake off. Boom.
How many police
I'm
officers?
talking about as soon as I did it, boom, was out of there. It was unbelievable. I was like, man, this is crazy.
I hit since we're doing cars, I hit
Yeah.
a pot. I was going to pick up Ava yesterday after
Yeah.
volleyball. I hit a pothole. It was dark. I about broke the car in half.
Oh
I
my
was
God.
mother.
That is so scary.
I
when
was
that happens.
mother bleeping the hillbilly
Yeah.
town I was in. They can't fix the effing roads. and-
Sheffield Lake.
Close. Close.
I popped the tire going down to Columbus before Thanksgiving, called my roadside assistants, and they told me they weren't available that day. So I had to
What?
do everything myself.
Would you get
yeah, shout out
refunded
State
then?
Farm. Y'all suck.
Oh, that's yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's some bull. You should get a refund for that.
Yeah, they told me, they're like, yeah, the hotline isn't available today. Good luck.
Hotline isn't available. Well, I've never heard of such a
I've
thing.
never heard
So
of
you
that
had to
either.
get out and get to jack your car up and put the spare on yourself?
I sure did.
I'd have sat there. I ain't getting out and doing all
What?
that.
I was
ain't doing
stuck.
all that.
I was stuck on the highway. I was on 71 between Strongsville and Brunswick. It was cold. I wanted to go home.
Yeah, maybe I will.
A couple other things I wanted to mention. One serious, and then we'll have some fun. But obviously, over the weekend, there was a lot of like tragic incidents that took
Yeah.
place that are really quite disturbing. Obviously, in Australia, there was a mass shooting at a Hanukkah celebration, which it was particularly sensitive to me. And anyway, but here in America, obviously, what happened at Brown University is tragic. There's a girl that was at Brown University. She wasn't harmed. Who was also involved in a school shooting in her high school.
Dang.
And we continue as a country to do nothing to stop these things from happening, which is very sad. And finally, what happened to Rob Reiner, one of our great...
His son killed him?
His,
Awful.
I don't know if we know it
Allegedly.
for a fact yet, but it seems that way.
I think he got arrested, right? Their son got arrested?
He has been, yeah. So apparently his son killed his dad and his mom. Rob Reiner, obviously an icon, has made so many great movies, including When Harry Met Sally. The list goes on and on. It was very tragic and very sad what happened. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
we'll see. But now, on a much lighter note, I need to apologize, guys. I need to apologize to our audience, to the nearly 80,000 subscribers to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show that's made us the top 2% of all YouTube channels in the entire planet. I need to apologize because I am an emotional guy, as everybody knows. However,
You lost in the playoffs.
no, I did not. I won.
Oh, you're in a bye.
Yeah,
Never
yeah.
mind.
I'll play Mike this week, and he scored like 1,000 points.
Who you played?
I played Mike and I benched. I don't want to interrupt.
It wouldn't have mattered anyway. Mike scored like 3,000 points.
Did.
No, I played Mike
played
Polk.
But fantasy be damned.
Mike Polk in the Final Four, but
wanna hear where this is
after
going.
all the complaining,
I tried
about
getting
it,
Swift in our lineup,
Yeah.
and it was too late by
Too
like
late?
1 minute, and I lost.
Yeah. So I have to apologize. Obviously, I'm very emotional, but I pride myself on when it comes to like dealing with facts and picking games and stuff like that, that I leave emotion out of it. I don't get blinded, and I owe a grand apology because on Friday on this very show, I picked the Cleveland Browns to win on Sunday.
I knew this wasn't real.
I've been accused of doing coke that day. I've been accused of being on crack.
I thought it was.
I've been accused of being drunk. And all those are fair accusations. Honestly, I've lost some credibility within my own brain for picking. That was a disgraceful pick. I was an idiot for doing it, and I apologize for letting you, the great fans of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, down. You've trusted me for all these years, and I failed you in this case.
How did you pick them to win and I didn't?
It was the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life.
That's
Well,
not
we're
true.
gonna put a poll.
Or it was one of the stupidest things I've ever done in my life.
We're gonna put a poll in the YouTube chat
Yeah.
to see if they accept your apology.
Yeah,
if they
I'm
don't,
asking for mea culpa here.
we have to fire you.
It was terrible.
You just done a lot this year. You done flip-flopped this year. You done went with your heart, not your mind. What's wrong with
I
you?
did. I got caught up.
He turned
What,
on
you in the midlife crisis?
He turned on LeBron after one
Turned on
YouTube
LeBron.
short. Like he watched the YouTube short and
realized-
like Bron's garbage. I said, what?
I didn't say LeBron was garbage.
Oh, my
Let's
Lord.
not get carried away. But I realized that it was asinine that anybody would think LeBron is a better player than Michael Jordan. It just kind of
LeBron is a better player than Michael
No
Jordan.
chance.
Yeah,
No chance.
definitely,
LeBron's a better player than Michael Jordan.
definitely.
We can spend 2 hours on this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let that happen.
There you go.
You're biased, Jason.
You know how
so
much
let's
money
dive
that
into our
man's
first
made me?
topic
You're
today,
damn right
guys.
I'm biased.
Our first topic is brought to us by FanDuel. NFL Sundays move fast. One big play and suddenly everything feels different. That's what makes live betting with FanDuel so exciting. You're not just watching the game, you're reacting to it in real time. With FanDuel, you can place bets as the action unfolds. Every drive, every momentum swing, every highlight. If you want to be right in the middle of the action this season, visit FanDuel.com and place your NFL live bets all year. FanDuel, the game moves fast, and so can you. We got a winning ticket from our guy, Darren Smith, today. Darren won a same-game parlay on the Rams-Lions game this weekend. Turned
Atta boy.
$10 into $142. If you have a winning ticket like Darren, make sure you send it in so we can feature it on the show. Bull, as you mentioned earlier,
Yes.
only G. Bush was on the panel yesterday, which means the three of you guys have not given your 2 cents
Yes.
on what we saw in the
I don't know
game
if
on
it was worth
Sunday,
2 cents.
other than Bull saying he incorrectly predicted the Browns to win. So, Tyvis, we're going to kind of go back and go forward at the same time. After what we saw from Shedeur against Tennessee, we were all feeling terrific about the prospect of him potentially being the Browns quarterback in 2026. He took a step back against Chicago. Are you still confident and still as convinced that Shedeur could be the Browns' QB1 next season after what we saw against the Bears on Sunday?
Yeah. I'm not looking at it as a situation of – I think that all rookie quarterbacks have highs and lows, and this was a low. And, people want to point out that his highs was against Titans and the Raiders, who are not good teams, and his lows was against 2 playoff teams. Okay, that's fair. But even in this game, as bad as the outcome may have been, he still had some passes that was encouraging. He had passes that was discouraging. I think that in this situation, he's chasing consistency. The Judy play, good ball. The Isaiah Bond throws, great balls. But then you have some other throws where you miss some throws to Judy, you miss some throws to Harold Fannin. For him, he has the intangibles to be a good, solid quarterback. I'm cool with him being the quarterback for next year, given the fact that there's not anybody that's coming out in this draft that makes me say, oh, that guy's 100% better than Shedeur Sanders. Like that doesn't exist to me right now. So I am perfectly fine with them running it back with Shedeur because I still believe that people genuinely likes playing the games with him. I was watching the clip of the Isaiah Bond on the motion and him telling him to run a post and then hit him on the post and all of those things. So he's starting to understand the game of football. You just got to understand that, these guys are professional players as well. Like, they know how to do the bait game and they know how to get you to throw certain things, and you can't take the bait. Quarterbacking in the NFL is interesting because like you see all these young guys with all the intangibles. They got arm strength. They can run. They got mobility. But at the end of the day, the game comes down to above shoulders, and that is why you see people going to get 44-year-old quarterbacks out of retirement because, like, they understand the nuances of the game. Joe Flacco was able to do well for Cincinnati because he understood the game of football, and our young guys are not getting up to speed that quick, and that's why it's just taking so long. So for him, it's just about him continuing to learn the game, learning the nuances of the game. It's all above shoulders for him. I think that, arm talent-wise is good. His accuracy was unbelievable at times, and then it was times it was left to be desired. So I think he's fine. If I had to grade his performance, I mean, there's no way you could give him anything higher than a C- because of the fact that there's 3 picks. Yes, one of them was not on him. The other 2 was 100% on him. But just the highs and lows and the inconsistencies, you can't give him nothing higher than a C- in my personal opinion.
I think, by the way, before you go, Jason, I think that last pick, I can't remember who made it by the Bears.
That Jalen Johnson.
That was a great play by him.
He tried to
throw to
throw
Judy?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jalen
It was a bad throw, but it was still a great play.
No. That, you talking about the one where he tried to throw it to the sideline?
Yeah.
It was Chauncey Gardner Johnson.
I thought that was a great play by who I can't remember now who picked it off.
Chauncey.
Yeah,
Okay.
Chauncey Gardner
I thought that was an awesome play by him.
Yeah, he did a
That
good
was not an
job.
easy play.
What happened was,
Yeah.
my thing is, I think, so when he missed Harold on a crossing route earlier in the game, and I mean, he zipped it right past him. I think that win factor played a part of it because he seen what he did to that one, and he kind of took some off when he threw it to Harold, and it left it hanging too much.
Right,
and
yes.
Dude came
Yeah.
and stole it. So I think for him, he's got to throw a better ball on that one.
Jason?
I don't want to derail where we're going with it, but when you're talking about like Phillip Rivers and Flacco and that, we talked last week about the quarterback disparity, and I just feel like no one has really reached that elite grouping yet. It's always the same names that we're talking about: Burrow, Mahomes, Allen, Lamar. It's always the same group, and no one's really cracked that. I finally reached out to Dane Brugler yesterday and had a conversation with him. He agreed. I thought this was interesting. He said everybody's got a trainer now, right? Like quarterback, everybody's really good at playing quarterback.
Yeah, sure.
Everybody's got their own trainer. The guys see it better now than they probably ever have. But there's still that elite category is still so small. So there's a lot of guys who can play the position, but there's not a lot of guys who can still play it at a high elite level. And he pointed to the 2021 class as being a disappointment, which is why we haven't seen anyone else break through. And that was the Trevor Lawrence and Zach
Wilson.
Thank you.
Wilson.
Trevor Lawrence playing great the
Justin
last
Fields.
2 months, by the way.
But that class as a whole has been a bust.
Yeah.
And they should be moving into that elite tier, and they're not going to. I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
And that's how you wind up with a 44-year-old grandpa coming in off the bench, and because they don't trust.
Is he really a grandpa?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
Phillip Rivers is a grandpa. That
He's
is
got
a
like
fact.
12 kids, right? It's really
I
creepy.
think it's 10.
I saw something about I saw something about like other players his age.
Yeah.
It was wild. Like Troy Polamalu is his
Right,
age.
yeah.
Like just names that you haven't heard in a generation.
I played against. This how long ago I played against Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Dustin
Really?
Dustin said he played against him when they played at Ohio
college.
State in
Yeah.
2001.
I told my
Said he
ACL
had
against
4
them.
PIs on Jericho Cotchery.
I covered that game.
Yeah.
That game. It was a monsoon. The game at NC State. It was a home and home. It was a monsoon at NC State, and then it was like double overtime. Here it was a great game. The one in Columbus was a great
They
game.
about lost. No, I think it might have been triple overtime.
So what sorry to cut you off, guys, but for me, it's very complicated to decide or to figure out what the Browns are going to do, because we have no idea who the decision makers are going to be. It could still be Andrew Berry. It could be somebody else, right? So that's part of the equation we don't have yet, and we won't know until after.
I'm with
the
G.
season.
Bush. I don't think they linked at the hip.
Who?
The Kevin and AB.
Maybe
I
not.
think Kevin goes, AB might stay.
I think it's to me it is criminal if either keeps their job. I think they're both horrible. They both have to go in my mind. I don't. If I had to choose, I guess right now I would take Berry. If they had to keep one, but I would absolutely fire both. The every important position on this team either stinks or is unproven. Except
That's
for
not true.
Okay, except for what? Except for
Corner.
okay, who drafted? Did Andrew Berry get the corner?
One of them.
Did he get the best corner? No. Did he get the best pass rusher? No. Those guys were here before him. Okay? So Andrew Berry has built one of the worst teams in football, and that's on him. Kevin Stefanski.
What about linebacker?
Okay, so we got to, even the worst GMs get a couple of good players. Kevin Stefanski did a good job in the COVID year, and since the COVID year, outside of 6 weeks with Joe Flacco, it's been an absolute crap show for the Browns. So it's time for them both to go, in my opinion. But what I said last week, I don't change. Obviously, Shedeur was terrible in this game. The whole team was terrible. Nobody played well. Who played well in this game? Nobody. The team was trash. Behind this current, not the whole season offensive line, behind this current offensive line, I do believe almost no quarterback can have success with what they're currently running out on this offensive
He
line.
had the second most time to throw Sunday of any quarterback in the league.
He
He had the second most time to throw, second longest.
But that has a lot to do with evading traffic too.
that
That's
doesn't mean he's getting good protection.
The protection, and I was the same way. I thought,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
he's got truck drivers blocking for him. This is gonna be ugly.
Yeah.
Protection actually held better. Pass protection held better than I thought it would.
I thought it did 2 weeks ago. Eye test did not hold up well this past week.
How many times was he sacked?
5.
Yeah.
He was sacked 5 times?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I'm waiting for the exact. We're gonna do this tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't have the exact numbers yet.
Yeah.
Of the 20 pressures Chicago generated,
Yeah.
only one was a quick pressure. Now I don't have the
Okay.
other numbers yet. I'm gonna
Well,
get
that's
that.
telling.
And
Maybe
we'll do
my
tomorrow.
eyes are aligned
I
to me.
promise you, we're gonna do this topic tomorrow.
Yeah.
But the only stats that have come out so far in terms of the offensive line, of the 20 pressures, only one was considered
Yeah.
a quick pressure.
Now, again, Josh Allen, Browns will be a playoff team with Josh Allen, or at the very least a borderline playoff team with Josh Allen, right?
I don't think the Browns are a playoff
Yes.
team with Josh Allen.
Yeah,
Josh Allen?
they're in the hunt for sure. They're in the hunt.
They-
They're beating the Jets. They're beating like these games that
Let
were
me
close.
ask you this.
They win those.
Let me ask you this. Except for maybe the offensive line, because I don't know, where are the Bills significantly better than the Browns?
Running back.
Really? Are you sure about that?
He's having a really good year.
James
I'm about
Cook
to
is a
say
beast.
James Cook
He's
is
having a
like,
really good year.
4th in rushing this
yeah,
year?
James
but
Cook is a
one's
beast.
playing. One guy's playing with Josh Allen and behind a good offensive line.
Well,
You just asked me, outside of offensive line, where are they better?
No, but what I'm saying.
Man
Who'd you
is
rather
the
have,
fourth
James
in the
Cook or
league in
Quinshon
rushing.
Judkins?
I'd actually rather have Quinshon Judkins because he's younger.
I'd rather
He's
Cook.
about there.
For this year, right now,
For this year, I'd rather have James
It's James Cook. It's not
but
close.
I believe that if they were on the same team, there wouldn't be a significant difference between the two. But okay, fine.
I don't
fine.
care nothing about. Listen, these receivers. Let's keep it a buck.
Bills don't have any receivers. Who are their
Listen,
receivers?
Hey, listen.
Khalil Shakur.
Hey,
Can you name any of their receivers?
here's what I know.
Khalil Shakur,
Here's what I know.
Keon Cole.
Yeah.
I know about their
Curtis
receivers.
Samuel.
Yeah.
Elijah Moore.
They don't drop dimes in the end zone.
Do they? I mean, I don't know. Maybe they don't.
I'm just going. Listen, right now, this is how bad it is. If you watch the tape, me and
Yeah.
Tyvis will watch the film.
Yeah.
The Browns' outside weapons are so bad that they have gone to the tendency to split out tight ends, as if that is a matchup nightmare for someone. That means you have a tight end split out wide against a starting corner.
I'm aware the Browns. But look at their.
Kincaid does the same thing.
but hang on. To your
The
point,
Bills' weapons are not good either.
no, but they're not this. I sent a couple of you guys this yesterday. Jerry Jeudy. I was looking at a bunch of analytics yesterday.
Oh, man.
Jerry Jeudy, offensive target EPA, right? So how many points
Yeah.
you expected to add every time you target this guy?
Yeah.
Not every time he catches, every time you target him.
Yeah.
The Browns have lost 29 points this year throwing to Jerry Jeudy.
Jeez.
The worst in
He's
the
been the
league.
worst receiver in the
and
league.
it's not like analytically, he
Yeah.
is the worst in the league, and it's not even close. Not
Right.
even close. The difference, Puka has added 86 points. Jerry Jeudy has cost the Browns 29. It's a 115-point difference between the number one receiver and the dead last
So you
receiver.
still think you don't think the
No,
Browns?
I don't think the Bills are
Yeah.
all that, but they're not that. Nobody's that. That's your number one receiver?
But
That's
but
your
I'm
number
saying,
Cedric Tillman?
Josh Allen makes everybody better.
No, not
100%,
Cedric Tillman.
yes.
Yes,
Yes.
he does.
Yes.
He makes everybody better.
Bro, Cedric Tillman can't even stay on the football field, bro.
I'm not arguing the Browns receive their whole offense stinks.
they just cut
and no rookie could make those guys.
They just cut
significantly
Jamari Thrash, and they drafted him.
And then they brought him back.
They brought him back.
But cut,
Fired. Cutter's
Anyway,
remorse.
I've taken us off track with
Wait
the
a minute.
Josh
Hold
Allen.
on. Wait, because let's be real
Yeah.
about this. They would beat. I'm with Jason. They would beat the Bengals. They beat the Jets. They beat the Raiders.
Titans.
And they beat the Titans.
Well, they did beat the Raiders.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yes.
So there's 3 more
That's
right
3
there.
wins.
At least 3 more.
So that put us at 6.
The Vikings.
6 in the Vikings. That's 4. So that'd
They'd
give
be
us
7-7 right
and
now.
7.
I mean,
in the hunt.
at the least, at very least, they'd
In
be
the
7
hunt.
And that is not no guaranteed playoff. 7
No,
and 7
but it's
is
a whole lot better than 3-11.
So would they be better with Josh Allen? Sure.
Of course.
Would they be better with Superman? Sure. Would they be better with Batman at hit the helm? Yes. But if you watch this team, let's just keep it 1,000%. You watch this. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I've been watching the game 40 some odd years. If you can only run for 20 some odd yards, rushing.
No, Shedeur had 22, I think.
And if your quarterback has led you in rushing the last 2 weeks, and those are scrambles, you not win in a high school game, a professional game, a JV game, a field hockey game. You will not win. I don't care who you got back. You can't. The Cleveland Browns cannot run the football for positive gains.
You're saying they would have, and Shedeur played obviously very well.
I feel like
but they would have beaten the Titans with Josh Allen.
Oh, for sure.
Here's the thing. Josh Allen would have made some plays in that, but
this has nothing to do with Shedeur.
No. What I'm saying,
I'm just really more about Jay's craziness yesterday.
But yeah,
What
so,
did he say?
And when Jay's in tomorrow,
Sorry,
you
I've sidetracked.
Yes.
This is
So-
my fault. I've sidetracked. Let's go back to the main point. The main point is that would I be comfortable with Shedeur as the quarterback 1? Yes. I'm not as. I've said consistently that I don't know. This idea that Shedeur is a sure thing is stupid because he's not a sure thing. This idea that he has no chance to me is also stupid. We haven't seen enough. What I've seen from Shedeur is he makes some wild plays every game. Dylan Gabriel. That's before you say, well, we haven't seen Dylan Gabriel enough. For me, I've seen Dylan Gabriel enough. For Shedeur, I haven't seen enough. But it comes down to what the Browns believe. Whoever's making the decision next year. If they believe, if you have a chance at Mendoza or more from Oregon, and they believe those guys are clearly better, then they should absolutely draft them. If they're not sure, then they should absolutely stick with Shedeur for another year, draft offensive linemen and wide receivers, and let's see what he's got a full year next season.
I just think the evaluation, like sometimes I think people get what they're looking at.
Yeah.
They get kind of outside of the box. You're not going to get an even game from Shedeur Sanders. You're not going to get even trajectory where he's throwing for 300 every week, making the best reads and throws and doing exactly everything you need to do. He's a rookie. He is not good enough to elevate the rest of this roster to a point where he can make it night and day in 4 starts. The thing that you saw with Shedeur Sanders, yes, he made some turnovers. A couple of times he got fooled. I thought when there's processing, he got fooled a few times. When you talk about the linebacker jumping that route, I thought it was a great play. He got fooled on that one. And the trajectory, I think he was a half-second Tyvis. We'll see it on film. And I think he would have put it on the rope. He would have. But
he should have put it on.
He should have put it on.
Yeah.
Now listen, those 2 are on you, right? So you can say, all right, well, no. Did I think he played a good game? No. But here's the thing, the evaluation that I think the Cleveland Browns are watching and what you should watch. If you want a franchise quarterback, you want to look for specific things each and every game. Are there some areas he's getting better at, whether it's the pocket, the presence, doing those things? Does he have throws and plays where you say, okay, those are specific things I can point to that I know are franchise quarterback traits. So you look at those things, and then you have to make a projection. Do you believe these are things you can mold, shape, and put other pieces around to get the best out of them next year? And like you said, if you think that Mendoza or one of those guys is good, you have to ask yourself, are they better than what you've seen with somebody who has put it on tape in the league right now?
That's it. And if they decide yes, then they should draft him if they have the opportunity. And if they decide no, they should. This idea that they shouldn't until the rest of the team is better is stupid.
I think, personally, where I'm at with the whole Shedeur, why I'm comfortable going into 26 with Shedeur is because it was moments of this season that I looked at certain players and said, why are they even here?
Right.
Especially when it comes to the wide receiver. I've looked at Judy and I said, why?
Yeah.
I've looked at Isaiah Bond and said, y'all gave him a fully guaranteed contract. It hasn't been until 12 came in there that I actually said, Oh, he actually can make some play. Like, he actually is pretty good.
Bond, I don't know about Judy.
Well, Judy had a moment. He's had some moments, but that's better than.
I
haven't seen him.
We just said he's the worst wide receiver in the league.
True.
There's that many moments.
True.
Jerry Judy is fine being your third receiver. If he's your third receiver, you feel good about that.
How much is he getting paid?
He's getting paid like a
$17 million
a lower tier number one.
Beggars can't be choosers.
I will die on the hill that you do not pay somebody until they play a snap for you. Don't do it.
I said that last year and people killed me for that.
Oh, yeah, he looked good there. It might not be the same. This is 2 times that this happened to Deshaun, Jerry. 2 times y'all to pay somebody before they took a snap, and this is what happened.
I think, listen, if Shedeur ends up being the quarterback next year, and then you spend, your first 3 picks on 2 offensive linemen and a wide receiver, okay, I'm open-minded to that. On the other hand, if they did draft a quarterback because whoever's making the decision was convinced the next guy was the franchise quarterback, I'm not killing them for that either.
So I skipped this, right, because I was talking about Phillip Rivers and everything. Yeah. So, I mean, do you want me to choose violence and infuriate everyone?
Yes.
Or should we just move on?
No.
Because we can move on. We can just move on.
No, be honest. Who cares if people criticize you?
You took Twitter off your phone, so you good.
This is true. Yeah. It's so much more of a peaceful life. I miss news all the time now, which is a problem for my job.
That's why I can't do it.
Jason, drop the bomb. You got us on the edge of
the seat. Come on, let's go.
Well, no, it's not a bomb. Is there a more analytically driven front office than the Cleveland Browns?
No.
You cannot make a case analytically that Shedeur Sanders is the starting quarterback of the NFL. You can't do it.
Right. Not analytically. That's correct.
And I'm not going to.
The only thing is it's a small sample size.
In terms of analytically, what do you mean by that?
EPA per drop back, completion percentage above expected, anything. You could look at any advanced stat. It is not good. He's completed 50% of his passes. He's got more interceptions than touchdowns.
You want some of them real quick?
I sent you a bunch of them.
I saw PFF grades. Dylan, Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders are
they're about the same.
So this is the advanced stat sheet on Shedeur. If you like Shedeur, close your ears. It's not good. There are 44 quarterbacks who have logged at least 165 snaps this season. 44. He ranks 44th in EPA plus completion percentage over expected. He ranks 44th in adjusted EPA per play. He ranks 44th in EPA per play. He ranks 44th in success rate. He ranks 44th in completion percentage over expected. He ranks 43rd in overall completion percentage.
Now, those things all take into account the crappy team around him, correct?
It takes into account everything. It's down and distance, it's score, it's field position, it's opponent. It's everything. It's all in. And this is the stuff that teams are looking at.
Out of curiosity.
Who's number 1 in those?
Yeah.
I mean, Josh Allen's 1 and 2 of the 4, or 2 of the 5.
I was looking yesterday. I looked through a bunch of stuff yesterday.
I know Baker Mayfield's not 1.
Well, I looked through a bunch of stuff yesterday.
Why would you do that?
And I broke it down by first 4 starts.
Yeah.
And the names at the top, for the most part, there's a few exceptions.
Yeah.
For the most part, the names at the top are the names you would expect to see at the top. And the names at the bottom, the names that he is in company with, are not names you want to be associated with. Now, in fairness, Eli Manning was 1 spot above him. Jared Goff was right around there.
He was terrible when he first started.
And those were first-round picks, number 1 overall.
Right.
They're going to get a lot more leash than he is. And the other names that he's around, he's below Johnny Manziel. He's above Craig Krenzel. This is the company that he's in.
He's below Johnny Manziel?
Yes.
How is that possible?
He's below. I sent it to you yesterday. He's below Johnny Manziel. But you have it, Mike?
If you give me a second, I'll pull it back up.
It was EPA. Yeah, I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter. You can pull any number you want.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do this every week of, hey, he played great, he's the future. Hey, he played bad, he's not.
Right.
But to me, it's not it's more of a question of, do you have to move up to get one of the guys at the top? I don't love the idea of packaging 2 1s to move up for Mendoza. I don't love that idea. Well, you are?
You were. That was the whole reason they made the trade.
Well, no. Well, okay, that's fair.
I love keeping receipts.
That's true.
No, you're right.
Not specifically Mendoza,
Not
but
specifically, but I said trade down, get 2 number 1s, and go get the guy. Now, in fairness, the quarterbacks this year, there's a couple who are decent. Do you want to trade 2 1s to move up and get Fernando Mendoza? And it's also a matter of who's coming after them and who. Like teams look at classes 1, 2, and 3 years out.
To be fair, Jason, we were argued a few times where I said, Hey, you don't know if there's going to be a guy
and
next
I
year, and it
agree
turned
with
out that,
you. But it's a calculated risk that you have to take.
Well, they risk wrong.
And well, it's the Browns. They always get it wrong. And that was one of the things I asked Dane yesterday. Was like, I don't remember two classes back to back being kind of. Usually, if there's a bad class, there's a good class that follows. And he said, no, we've had a few years where it's sort of down consecutive years. There really is no rhyme or reason.
Who does he like the most?
He's got Mendoza number one.
Okay.
He's got the Browns trading up to get Mendoza.
Well, that actually brings us right to our next topic. So we do a read, and that's literally going to lead us right to where we're going. And Jason, I do have that list of people if you want me to read it later. But let's save that.
It doesn't matter.
Your point stands. This next topic is about Andrew Berry and whether or not you trust Andrew Berry. It's brought to us by a Home Builders Association. Give big with a Home for the Holidays raffle. You have a chance to win a beautiful new custom home or a cash prize this holiday season, and help make wishes come true for Make-A-Wish kids with critical illnesses. Raffle proceeds benefit Make-A-Wish OKI, which has granted over 22,000 wishes to children facing critical illnesses across the Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana region since 1983. This year's house is a custom-built ranch with Petros Homes, has 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and a 3-car garage. Just visit ahomefortheholidays.org to buy your tickets. That's ahomefortheholidays.org. Terms and conditions apply. So we know the Browns have those 2 first-round picks. One's going to be high, one's going to be in the late 20s because Jacksonville is good. And the question I wanted to ask is, if Andrew Berry sticks around as general manager, do you trust him to maximize those picks? We talked about this on the post-game show, but we know we nailed the 2025 draft. Looks great so far. Mason Graham, Carson Schlesinger, Quinshon Judkins, Harold Fannin Jr., Dylan Gabriel, Dylan
I would
Sampson,
actually disagree
Shedeur
with
Sanders.
that, but okay.
Oh, you disagree? Why?
We know Mason. How good? How do we know? Like, how good is Mason Graham?
Good enough that at this point doesn't feel like a bust.
That's fair.
If he's an above-average player, is that a worthy pick? No.
What's the
Fair.
What's the defensive tackles he's in
What's he
company
done
with?
since
That is-
his fellow defensive
that is
tackles
fair.
gone down?
What's the
That
top
is fair.
5 defensive tackles?
However, with the information we have currently,
Okay.
it looks like a
All right,
solid
go ahead.
pick.
Go ahead.
Now, in a few years, we may look back and say you swung and missed on a Mason Graham, but
Yeah.
based on the information currently,
Right.
it looks like a solid draft class. Prior to the 2025 draft class, it's been quite a roller coaster for Andrew Berry. In 2024, this was the Browns draft class.
Hideous.
Mike Hall Jr., who
Go Bucks.
has played a little bit, but not a lot. Zach Zinter, who can't dress. Jamari Thrash, who was waived. Nathaniel Watson, who can't stay healthy, hasn't been able to stay healthy. Miles Harden,
Start
who-
nickel.
that's a very loose term of starting nickel. And Jawan Briggs, who might be the best of the entire bunch, who they traded to the New York Jets early this offseason. There's no guaranteed hit in that group. Can we agree with that?
Correct.
Yes.
Mike Hall, go Bucks.
2023, let's go a year before. Cedric Tillman, no.
Disaster.
Siaki Ika, already cut and gone. DeJuan Jones,
Go Bucks.
struggles to stay healthy. Isaiah McGuire, that's a solid
Okay.
hit for a 4th-round pick.
Yeah.
That's a hit.
Fine.
DTR gone, Cam Mitchell gone, Luke Whippler,
Go Bucks.
completely unknown.
No, it
TBD.
ain't. Starting center.
So
I
out
don't
of
have anything else.
Out of 2 drafts, you have 1 guaranteed hit and maybe 2 question marks. 2022 draft, Emerson, solid pick for where he's at. Wright, solid pick for where he's at.
Dang, that's a hit.
David Bell,
Rest is garbage.
gone. Winfrey, gone. Cade York, gone. Jerome Ford, never was any good. And Michael Woods, gone.
I would say Jerome Ford was never good. Like, that's messed up.
He's not wrong.
He was
Am I wrong?
He was all right. What was the
Well, he had one good run against
Okay.
Pittsburgh.
You got to 21, or is that it?
Is that
We
it?
can keep going back, but those are the 3
that
that
it?
are most recent.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
He does have a couple undrafted hits he's found. Ronnie Hickman, for
Go
example.
Bucks.
There are a couple undrafted guys that he's found out of the
well,
woodworks. But
one important thing to point out in that is
no first-round
no
picks.
first-round picks any of those years.
Well, because he made the trade.
Fair, but if we're talking draft,
Yeah.
we have to separate the trade
That's
from the
right.
draft.
You're right.
And not having a first-round pick is going to limit your ability
Right.
to hit. But yeah, I mean, it's not good.
So, Jason,
Yeah,
with
how
that
was his
being
first?
said,
How were his first-round picks in 2020 and 2021?
Jed Wills and Greg Newsom.
Yeah, how did those turn out?
Not great.
Yeah.
So, Jason, with that, all that knowledge,
Jed was average.
all the encompassing knowledge, if Andrew Berry is back in 2026 to make the draft picks for the Cleveland Browns, do you trust him to nail the picks like they would have to do to capitalize on that much draft capital early in the draft?
No, I can't say that I sit here and feel comfortable. I mean, it's the quarterback. 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 It's finding the right quarterback. And I don't know how you can have faith that they're going to find the right. They haven't found the right quarterback in 25 years. Why are they suddenly going to find it now? It doesn't. And
You luck into it.
that's it. Like they just have to fall into it and get lucky. And that's part of the other reason why I don't love the idea now, because it doesn't look. And yeah, you're right. I thought that there would be more guys to pick from at the top of this, and there's not. So there's so many holes on this roster. Do you really want to bundle your two most valuable assets to move up to take another guy who you may
Not
like?
sure about.
Yeah, who you may like, but I don't know that anyone would look at any of these guys as a slam dunk. Now, if they fall to you, and you're bad enough that you're in position you don't have to give up the second one to take a shot, take a shot. Fine, take a shot on them.
Let me ask you this. You bring up an interesting point, and it goes back to which is EPA? Is that what it's called?
Expected points added. Yes.
Okay. Well, so you say Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel. It's all in the same.
They're paddling in the same boat.
And then Zach told us last year that DTR and I think Deshaun was all like low on the tier as well.
Deshaun was awful last year when he was healthy.
If they are making the pick, clearly there's no development in quarterback.
Well, you shouldn't have to develop a guy you traded 3 first-round picks for who was an all-pro. That's not development. That's you traded for a guy who was broken mentally and emotionally, and then he was broken physically.
The rest of the guys were drafted later. That's development.
Yeah.
So why is it like, I guess, why haven't, even though they were drafted later, because I'll hear the whole 5th round, both 2 5th rounds and the 3rd round. I get that part.
I mean, how many of those guys ever hit? Ever?
Seldom. But I feel like there wasn't a ton of improvement either.
From who are we talking about? Dorian, Dylan, like all those guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Like, I feel like.
Dylan regressed the more he played. The more, I think it was the more, I mean, you guys tell me, the more tape that was out there on him, he just went, I thought his best game was Minnesota. The first time he was out there.
DTR never.
I mean, the way that they were talking about Dorian in camp, and then when he, right? You can back me up on
he the start.
You can back me up on that, right?
You heard they said that DTR probably is going to be the starter. He was looking better than everybody.
And he got out on the field and looked worse than everybody.
Yeah.
Because stop tap dancing. Everybody that play in this offense look bad. All of them. Who balled? Did Baker ball out? No. He was running bootlegs, and then when they got up in here, he looked better than Freddie Kitchens half the time. Look at his numbers.
Well, he had a good year in 2020.
Hold on. Deshaun Watson completely regressed. They said completely.
I'm not blaming Stefanski.
Okay, well,
Not
listen.
for Watson.
Okay, well, what about DTR? What about him?
Well, he's never been good anyway.
Okay, what about Dylan Gabriel? How about him? All right. What about Joe Flacco when he was here the first 4 games? What about that? Was he good with
Well,
here?
Flacco, the 2023.
He was good the first time.
He was good the first time. And guess who was here? Alex Van Pelt. Was he here the second time?
Are you saying that Stefanski's to blame for all these
Here's
guys?
what I'm going to say. Stefanski's offense is one of the worst offense. It's nasty work. We know this. His offense is JV at best. When you watch it, the route combinations is trash. He don't have good clock management. He still does stupid plays and trick plays like wild dog on the goal line to take his quarterback out. By the way, he can't call.
So who? Let me ask you a question.
He cannot call regular timeouts when the clock is.
Let me ask you a question. And as you know, I'm done with Stefanski. But who are the players that the Browns have had that you think would have been, if they had a good coach that you liked, that players would have been significantly better?
Baker Mayfield.
Well, Baker Mayfield was very good here in 2020.
I think here's the thing.
Yeah.
I believe that when you look at the infrastructure, the Cleveland Browns have missed on a bunch of people, right? We can talk about Andrew Berry. He missed on a bunch of people down there. But there's another thing, too. Take a look at every single one of these players. And when they got to Cleveland, you tell me who had their best life. Jarvis Landry, no. Odell Beckham Jr., no. Baker Mayfield, no. Nick Chubb, Kevin Stefanski.
Nick Chubb.
Watch this though.
You better watch this.
Hold on. Watch this.
You have to go too far.
Hold on. No. We're gonna bring it back.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring it back. When they had prime Nick Chubb, we was arguing that Chubb didn't get the ball enough. He was getting 14, 16 carries.
20 carries.
Hey, I say, Kevin Stefanski has not maximized not one person. If I ask you, name one good thing Kevin Stefanski can do, name me one today. Just go, please.
You want me to flip it on you?
No, please.
No, I'm going to flip it on you. When he's had competent quarterback play, they've been a good team. When he's had competent, not great, competent quarterback play, they've been a good
Who's
team.
a competent quarterback?
Baker in 20, Flacco in 23, Deshaun a little bit in 23. When he's gotten competent quarterback play, they have been a good
But
team.
here's the thing.
And by the way, he's like, I know he's out. Like, right? I don't know it. I don't know it.
Yes,
I don't.
you do.
I better be careful
I see.
because every freaking thing I say gets
But you
freaking
still
blown
didn't
up.
answer my
No,
question.
hold on.
It's probably
listen,
headed for a
I'm
split.
just listen. When I'm asking people about the coach,
Yeah.
I'm like, does he do a good job of scheming
But
up
who's
stuff?
defending the coach? Nobody's defending the
But
coach.
what I'm saying is, if we going down a list of all of these things, bro, your coach has to pull his weight.
I don't know why you're yelling.
I think all 5 of us want to
None
fire.
of us want Stefanski to keep his job. Maybe Jason. I don't know, but
Did Amari Cooper have his best years?
he did.
Amari Cooper did have his best year.
Yeah.
There you go. Amari Cooper. Here's what I'm saying.
Do you trust Barry?
Here's what I'm saying. Andrew Barry done swung a miss on a lot of these picks. Here's the thing the main component of whether or not you bring Andrew Barry back is whether or not you are Jimmy Haslam. Here's the thing. You just got rid of DePodesta, right? So
He left. I don't know if they got rid of him.
come on, we know he got it. Got him up out of here. He got him up out of here. They say go ahead and get that LinkedIn ready. They got him up out of here. LinkedIn, come on.
All right.
No.
So
No, I'm not going to do it.
hey, listen. Hey, you got something? I want to hear it.
Go ahead.
I want to hear it.
Yeah.
Well, you're on the spot now,
What?
Jason.
I actually just found out. I thought he was going to be gone last year. They thought he was going to leave last year, and he.
Okay.
And he
well,
could-
so they could have fired him, and they didn't.
They weren't going to fire him, but he didn't really have much of a role.
Okay.
He didn't. Those last couple of years, he didn't
Last
really have
couple
much
of years, not just this year.
Yeah, last couple of years.
Yeah.
He didn't really have a lot to do.
Was he still getting paid?
Oh, he was still living in La Jolla,
So
living his
with
best
that
life.
being said, there's this dude on the Browns radio
Here
now
he goes.
doing
Here we
his
go.
thing, bro. I mean, he's
So,
doing his thing.
McNuggets.
It's a couple more
So,
dollars.
G. Bush, do you
I
trust
listen-
Andrew
I
Barry?
listen-
Can I get to it? So here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you say you already gonna get rid of the coach, the thing is, does Jimmy Haslam have a stomach to start all over again? That's the point.
Yeah, because
It-
we don't need nothing until 29.
It's
I've been saying that for years.
so
About a year
if Jimmy
now.
Haslam has the stomach to start all over, pick more people, then cool. However, there's recency bias. I got to give it to him. If I look at the draft and I look at the people that he has acquired, there's a little bit of recency bias in that because you look at what he did and you think, okay, well, can I compound on that? Did our scouting department figure some things out? Do we understand? Do we tweak some things in the way we were doing analytically, and now we're doing it a little bit differently where now you can hit on Schlesinger and you hit on Judkins and some of these people? For me, I wouldn't have no problem if everybody was up out of here. I wouldn't have no problem with it. Go ahead and start over. But here's my thing.
Does that,
Not including you.
Thank you.
But here's my
I wouldn't mind some of the other members of the broadcast team being out.
But yeah, not you.
I had to listen to the Chicago broadcast.
But if Jimmy Haslam believes that the best parts of his football team, the best parts of what he has in the foundation moving forward is this draft class, it would be foolhardy to think that he's not going to stay with him.
All right, here's my thoughts on it, Mike. That honestly, I thought you were not serious about this question when you first asked it. I don't know how on any earth you could possibly trust Andrew Barry. I don't know how on any earth you could possibly trust Kevin Stefanski. They have destroyed that trust. The team is worse than it was when they got here. The team's been absolute crap outside of 6 weeks for the last 5 years. They made one of the worst trades as an organization, I'll blame everybody, in football history in the Watson trade, even though I thought it was a great trade at the time, and it obviously backfired. Most of his draft picks have been terrible. Very few guys have overachieved. And while I think he did overall a pretty good job in this draft, the jury is still out. This idea that Mike was out of his mind as usual. Is this the greatest draft of all time? They barely played.
I never said that.
Mason Graham, we don't even know if Shedeur Sanders ends up not being the guy. Now, if he is the guy, then obviously this trades this.
If he's the guy, it is a great
then
draft.
it'll be a great draft. If Shedeur Sanders is not the guy, and Mason Graham is just a guy, it's not that great a draft. You had the second pick.
If Kevin
And first of all, one more thing. I love Quinshon Judkins, by the way,
Go
more than
Bucks.
anybody on this panel because I got screamed down about saying I would take about him versus James Cook. Everybody else said James Cook is way better, okay?
Right now.
Quinshon Judkins statistically is not having a good year. So if you're going to yell at me that I can't compare him to James Cook, then don't tell me he's 100% a hit yet.
I mean, but here's the problem.
Yeah.
We're taking this in a vacuum. Quinshon Judkins is not having a great year, not because he's not good. It's because who do you have around him?
When I said that about James Cook, you guys were yelling at me.
No, I didn't say that.
You
that
were
was
yelling at me.
It was
You all yelled at me.
I said James Cook is better. That's not controversial.
Hey, look, bro.
I said if Quinshon Judkins was on the Bills, he'd be.
You never asked that question.
I said that.
You did
Go
not.
back and
I don't know what you're talking about.
The bottom line
Don't
is.
do that.
The bottom line is that this combo has been here for 6 years, and they both suck at their job, and nobody can convince me otherwise. You may convince yourself. You can say whatever you want. There's no argument to me that these guys deserve to keep their job.
Wait a minute. Where are you at with this? Because I remember you was, if you want to fire him, fire him.
No, I think.
Where are you at now?
I think he's a good coach in a bad situation. I think they're probably going to split at the end of the year. I think both sides probably need a clean break and to start over. I still think he's a good coach.
Okay.
In the right situation, I think he's a good coach.
So if the front office was more clean upstairs.
Well,
you
here's
think
the
he could
thing.
thrive?
I think it will be disgraceful if the only one, and this is on record, like this has been out there for a while. Andrew Berry was in first on Deshaun. He was the first one that wanted Deshaun. He was doing the work before everybody else.
He was doing the work in Philadelphia.
I've written that.
Serves correct.
So if Kevin is the one who gets fired and Deshaun is still here and Andrew is still here, that's disgraceful. That's disgraceful.
Yeah, I think everybody goes. I think everybody's go. We want Jimmy to go. He can't go. I said yesterday on Twitter that my Christmas gift to all of Ohio would be the two owners of the Ohio football teams are forced out since they're the two worst owners in the sport. And they're both a disgrace. They're a disgrace to the state. They're a disgrace to Jimmy Haslam's a disgrace to the city. He's I expect a moment of silence for Rob Reiner this Sunday, by the way. But I'll be very angry if that
I'll
doesn't
say
happen.
this: if Andrew Berry goes, is going what has undone him is the lack of development, the lack of acquiring offensive linemen. Like the offensive line, and it has been in the cave for 3 years because if you do not have an offensive line, you don't help the two most important positions that you do have. The quarterback needs protection, and the offensive line provides that. And running backs that you just drafted need holes and not be able to be hit in the backfield. That's so right. Those are two things that the Browns are sorely missing. And if you have a line, you automatically make two facets of what you're trying to do with young players look better, and they just haven't done it.
I totally agree with that. They were never going to fill all their holes in one offseason. That just wasn't realistic. But to not address the offensive line at all was a dereliction of duty.
Or wide receiver.
But, I mean, especially the offensive line. Yeah. Particularly. Like, you missed on Zinter if you thought maybe new coaching would help him this year. But to not draft a lineman at all, knowing what was coming ahead with all of these guys' contracts being up and the
it is crazy.
The Browns may be the first team in the history of football, outside of maybe an expansion team, that needs 5 offensive linemen.
No, 7.
I mean, I think
and they need 2 backups too.
Technically 3.
But Whippler's probably the starting center
Bucks.
next year. Right?
They have no sure starters.
Well, of course not. But I'm just saying.
Luke
Whippler, and it's
DeJuan
only a couple
Jones,
of games.
go Bucks.
Whippler and who?
Don't.
Whippler and who?
No, we're not
I'm
doing
stopping
that.
at Whippler
Jones.
because
We're
you
not
need
doing
2
that.
new guards.
Yeah.
And maybe Tevin
They have to
Jenkins.
draft
I don't know.
3 offensive
DeJuan
linemen.
back to right tackle. You got Luke at center. We need
You can't trust
cannot.
him to stay healthy.
You cannot trust
You can't
the line.
trust Conklin to be healthy.
We can
No,
for the
well,
first
he's a
6
free
He's a
games.
free agent anyway.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we got one last thing to get to before Mary Kay joins us. By the way, the YouTube chat, over 1,200 votes. 53% say they do trust Andrew Berry to nail next year's draft. We're going to get to
That
our
is
next topic. It's brought to us
That is
by
wild work right
Rocket
there.
Money. Have you ever
close.
felt like your money just disappears each
the
month?
chat
It happens
usually gets it
fast.
wrong, so
A
I'm
few
not-
subscriptions here, an impulse buy there, and suddenly the numbers in your bank account don't match the numbers in your head. Rocket Money helps you get the clarity, track every dollar, and stay in control of your finances. Because managing your money shouldn't feel like a second job, Rocket Money does the heavy lifting for you so you can save more and stress less. Take control of your finances and cancel your unwanted subscriptions with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/lockedon today. That's rocketmoney.com/lockedon, rocketmoney.com/lockedon. All right, guys, in his Monday morning quarterback column, Albert Breer wrote something that Jason kind of just said. This is what Albert Breer wrote in his column on the Monday morning quarterback. Breer wrote, quote, I love Kevin Stefanski as a coach, and I think he'd be a really good hire for someone if he became available. But that Browns team looked flat as a pancake in Chicago, and I'm getting to the point where I wonder if you can just run this back in 2026, or if maybe everyone would be better with a fresh start. Kevin Stefanski was asked about his job security yesterday at his Monday presser, and Kevin said, quote, "I don't get into those type of things. I would just tell you our football team's focus is solely on the Buffalo Bills, and obviously watching the tape today, that's our focus, but that's all we really care about." So completely sidestepping the question.
I've said it once, I've said it again. The Browns beat reporters should refuse to do a press conference.
I actually wrote a column. I don't know when it's going to go up on if Kevin learns nothing else from his time here, you have to talk. You have to say something, because if you don't talk,
he could have helped himself.
He absolutely the nonsense that went on this year and the stupidity that went on around Shedeur. A lot of that could have been
he
resolved
made it worse.
Had he opened his mouth. Had the Browns done more, a lot of that didn't have to get to the level that it is. And I just want to say, I don't know where you're going with this topic, but I was in yesterday. Some of the buffoonery I saw Sunday with the Bears game was like Freddie Kitchens days.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
You talking about the wristband?
I'm talking the wristband. I'm talking.
They're not taking the time.
Fannin had 2 penalties on 1 snap. Before they had 1 play, and Fannin had 2 penalties because he moved too soon and because he was in the huddle when he wasn't supposed to be. This is the type of crap that I killed Freddie for.
Something else. This is not of that level, but I don't know if you guys talked about this at all. But I don't understand. Kevin's usually super aggressive. Did the whole 2-point conversion thing that everybody does now, which I love. And then this past week, after the Shedeur had that run on the second possession.
The fact that he punted on 4th and inches made
I know
no
you're in
sense.
your own territory.
He doesn't trust his quarterback, and he doesn't trust his offensive line.
I don't care. They're 3-10.
I hear you, but I don't disagree with that. But that's a glaring sign he doesn't trust these guys.
Okay, well then that's a loser mentality.
But I mean, and also I'm not saying you're doing it.
Yeah.
But they go for it, they get killed. They punt, they get killed.
You know I don't kill people for that.
I just said
You're
that.
You're right. You're 100% right. He would be killed if they don't get it.
No matter what,
but it
we
would
have
not be
reached
for
the
me.
point. I just wrote this morning. We have reached the point.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to find reasons to hate him. It's toxic. It's like the end of the marriage.
He's given them plenty of reasons.
But it's the end of the marriage, and the wristband.
Yeah.
He stole the card out of the wristband to sabotage him. You are looking for reasons. It's like the end of a relationship where everything that person does is wrong.
Yes.
And we are at that point.
I'm stuck on.
I still go for it.
The question I want to ask, though,
what's
and
the
you
question?
can take it wherever you want, but Breer said he's getting to the point where he thinks both sides would just be better off with a clean split.
Yeah, definitely.
We're all in agreement that that's the case, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm just stuck on the fact that in less than 2 minutes, Jason said that he wrote a column twice.
I wrote 2 columns.
He got all kind of
You just
paperwork.
been working. Ultimate calves
Carpal tunnel
and
now.
everything.
Carpal tunnel now. I've been working so much.
I don't, Tyvis, I don't got a problem with the go for it, not go for it thing. The problem I got is, it's, when the wristband thing happens and you don't have the wristband, my question is, as the head coach, listen, we've talked about this multiple times in terms of guys getting out of huddle late, understanding that the clock is running down. You're on the road, you're down 7-0. I'm not giving you no free 5 yards and flip the field position. When the wristband fell out, he's running in the huddle. I'm counting 9, 8. If you break that huddle under 10 seconds and get to the line of scrimmage, that's automatic timeout time. Give me a timeout. And with a rookie quarterback, with this offensive line and receiving group, if you take a 5-yard penalty, people may think, oh, that's not too bad. Bro, this team is not getting 1st and 15 or 1st and 20. That's just not happening. And I'm like, Kevin, come on, man. We did this again against the 49ers when you did the play with Harold Fannin. Mm-hmm. The play got in late. They were playing around. You end up fumbling in your territory. Call timeout, man. That's regular stuff, Tyvis.
I think when I look at this whole Stefanski era, I think what happened, where it took the turn was, what year did they go to the Greenbrier? Was that 23 it was the first?
23 and 24.
23 and 24.
Okay, this thing took a turn. This whole thing crashed and burned 24. I'm gonna tell you why. Because 23, you go to Greenbrier, you come out of Greenbrier. That year is when you see just a totally different identity of the Cleveland Browns. They took the fight to everybody. Where it crashed and burned was 24. You ran it back with the Greenbrier, but you softened up. And he felt where he's at fault, and he probably never admit this, is that he trusted them too soon. He wasn't as hard on them in that Greenbrier. Guys was taking a bunch of time off.
They had a ton of injuries too.
Whatever, all of that was going on, and the identity, the toughness, the taking the fight. See,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
In 23, it shocked the NFL because it's the Browns. It's the same old Browns. Then you play them and they punch you in the mouth, and it's like, oh my goodness, we got to take them serious. So 24, they on the schedule list. Oh, we know what's coming this time. Now they taking the fight back, but the Browns wasn't fighting back this time. So the whole identity just messed up in 24.
It was a country club.
And then in 25, you trying to go back to being physical and being tough, but players is like, we just got, like you already
they
messed
weren't
up.
buying it.
Yeah, you messed up already. So I think that it's little, and people might look at it like it's nothing, but I'm telling you, as a former player, once you get all buddy, it's hard to go back to being a dictator. It's just not going to work.
And Tyvis, it got compounded because the cupboards wasn't being restocked. When you don't got the cupboards being restocked, and when they said, "Oh, we're gonna go back to that physical run game," I say, I don't know nobody that get older as an offensive lineman or defensive lineman and get more physical. You can't be sitting up there. Joe Bitonio is not at the point of his career where he's going to be coming off the ball 40, 50 times, knocking guys. That's not. So you needed a Zach Zinner. You needed some of the guys like Luke Whipper to come in here and take those men on them snaps.
They didn't.
And when you don't have that to replenish, and by the way, I'll say this, I think we all got a little fooled when you have a guy like Nick Chubb who is in his prime, and you have Kareem Hunt that's in his prime, and those guys are making guys miss. Those guys are getting extra yards, guys. All of a sudden, you look a little more physical. You look a little better. And then you have to take also the talent of receiver precipitously kept dropping. So you try to go back to something you was doing in your prime, and you didn't even have the horses to even do it. Compounded with the fact that it was Camp Cupcake. I don't know any team that was going to get that off.
Yeah.
He would be a better coach with a locker room that had better leadership on it. Like he
trusts his players.
I'm not as convinced that he's as good a coach as you think he is, Jason. Time will tell.
Yeah.
He might get another.
He'll probably get another job if he gets fired in 2 years. Y'all can dunk on me.
Yeah,
it's fine.
But I do think he's
the Browns don't
he
have.
He needs to be like with a veteran team.
The Browns don't have great leadership in that locker room. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Right now.
What's the what?
Openings in the NFL.
Giants, the Titans. There'll be more. There'll be a lot more.
Is that the only two right now?
I believe so.
I don't think he's going to get a head coaching job right away.
If he immersed himself and updated his philosophy on offensive play calling, I think if he took a year off, updated his philosophy, went around the league, saw how other people ran it, came up with a new, fresh perspective on how he sees the offensive game, I think he could be an offensive coordinator in the league.
I just don't buy him as a leader of men enough, Jason.
Well, and that's why I think he needs a locker room with strong leadership.
And that's why I feel like
all right, let's get to Mary Kay. Let's bring her in.
Yeah, we could ask Mary Kay about this. Mary Kay is brought to us by a Home for the Holidays. Gift big this year with the Home for the Holidays raffle. You have a chance to win a beautiful new custom home or a cash prize this holiday season and help make wishes come true for Make-A-Wish kids with critical illnesses. Raffle proceeds benefit Make-A-Wish OKI, which has granted over 22,000 wishes to children facing critical illnesses across the Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana region since 1983. This year's house is a custom-built ranch by Petros Homes and is 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and a 3-car garage. One lucky winner will be announced on Christmas Eve, so get your $100 ticket now. Just visit ahomefortheholidays.org to buy your tickets. That's ahomefortheholidays.org. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, Mary Kay, how are you?
I'm doing great, guys. How you doing?
The tree. I love the tree.
Yeah.
'Tis the season.
It is that time. It is that time of the year. Mary Kay, we were just talking about if and when Kevin Stefanski gets fired. Jason's highly convinced he's going to get another head coaching job right away.
If he wants it. He may not want it.
Okay. Well, but you think he will right away.
I think he'll be in the mix, yes.
I'm not as convinced. I think he's in the minority here. What do you think?
I think he would probably be pretty sought after. I have heard some rumblings. I had, a couple people asking me during that Titans game about him, not decision makers necessarily, but I do think there were some little rumblings going on just about the Tennessee job. And then I've heard things about perhaps maybe the Giants job that perhaps they would be interested. But I think the key here is who's got the quarterback. Kevin will be successful when he has a quarterback, either here or elsewhere. It all comes down to the quarterback. So if the Cleveland Browns have a good quarterback over the next few years, then he'll be a successful head coach. If he goes somewhere where he's in quarterback heck all over again, then it will be tough for him.
And now, you say if he has a quarterback, does that mean that he's a guy that he would have to have an established quarterback, or do you think he's just not at the top of the food chain in developing young talent and cultivating young talent? Does that mean he has to go to a place where they have an established quarterback who is a seasoned veteran, or what are your thoughts on whether it's a young quarterback or not?
No, it doesn't have to be a seasoned veteran or an established quarterback. It just has to be a quarterback who's capable of winning early on for the most part. I mean, what you really want to avoid is going to a place where there just isn't going to be an answer at quarterback for a while. Now, maybe Jackson Dart is the answer for the New York Giants. Maybe Cam Ward is going to get things turned around and he's going to be the answer. So would be okay in those situations. But any head coach is really only going to be as good as the quarterback play that he's going to get, unless there's just some extenuating circumstance and you've got some kind of really crazy dominant defense that's taking it away at an alarming rate. You can get by with that sometimes. But for the most part, you have to have a good quarterback to be successful. I do think Kevin can develop young quarterbacks, and I think we'll know more about that by the end of this season. How is Shedeur coming along? And, the only thing about with the Shedeur situation is I still think that by the time you get to the end of this season, it's going to be hard to be 100% certain that he can be your guy.
And where are you at on that? Because I know for once you said that 7 games isn't enough, and then I think I heard you recently say like you would be more comfortable going with him as the 2026 starter. Where do you currently sit? Obviously, he's got 4 starts, 2 good, 2 bad. Where, if you had to make the decision for him to be quarterback 1 for 2026, would you go with him? Would you draft or trade?
It's a great question, but I think I have been saying all along, even though there's different nuances to it, is that you're going to have to take a look at the whole 7 games. But I still do believe that once you get to the end of the 7 games, it's still going to be difficult to know. And you might just have to make a judgment call. You might just have to decide, hey, we've seen him throw some really nice passes. He's got elite accuracy. His footwork has gotten better. He's got a lot of moxie and drive and all of those kinds of things. You might just have to say, okay, we only have a 7-game sample size, but we think that he's got it, that we can move forward with him. And I think after the Titans game, I think there was probably a lot of feeling that this was on the right track and that was probably going to end up being the case. But you have to look at the whole picture. And when you watch what happens with the Bears, that's just a normal part of what happens with a rookie quarterback. You're going to take a couple steps forward, and then you're going to take a couple steps back. But what you want to see is continued growth. And if they get to the end of the season and they see that he has developed and he's still on that upswing, on the upward trajectory, then they're going to have a conversation with themselves after the season and decide, can he be the guy? I don't know yet if he can be the guy. I don't know yet. And I do think that 7 games, you're going to have to, you might just have to take a risk if you think he can be.
How do you solve this offensive line and the fact that none of these guys are under contract for next year? I mean, I guess Whippler can make a case to lock down the start. Every time?
At all times.
He can make, I'm not even saying the man's name anymore.
Let's see.
He can make a case to lock down the starting center job over these last few games. Maybe Tevin Jenkins comes, but like none of these guys are under contract. How do you solve the riddle of the offensive line in one offseason?
Well, first of all, you get down on your knees and you beg Joel Bitonio to come back. Joe Bitonio, right? I mean,
Good luck.
Joe Bitonio has been playing at a very, very high level this season. So if you can demonstrate and show him that there is reason to believe that you can win next year, maybe you can convince him to come back. So that is probably the first thing I would be doing. But you can rebuild, or at least retool, or get half of your offensive line the way that you want it in 2026. You might not get all 5 exactly the way that you want them for the long haul, but you can add 2-3 guys to that offensive line and get it to the point where they can play functional and good, efficient football.
So I'm going to piggyback on what Jason said. How do you fix the offensive line and the receiving room?
Okay, first of all, like I said, you got to get Joel to come back, so you don't have to fill that position. But then they have 2 first-round picks, and in a perfect world, they hope that they don't have to use those picks on a quarterback. And if they don't have to use those picks on a quarterback, then you're looking at potentially an offensive tackle and a wide receiver with those picks. So that can help turn things around in a hurry. And then, of course, you've got Isaiah Bond, who I think in his second year, he will step up and he'll be a better receiver next year. And then in terms of free agency, I mean, you can always buy some players. You can always do that. They will be in decent cap shape. I think they'll head into free agency with something like $45 million, something in that neighborhood, and they will be able to buy themselves a few players. So, I mean, you can turn things around in 1 year on the offensive line. We've seen other teams do it this year, really rebuild their offensive lines in one season. So it can be done. And then I think if they need to get Jerry Jeudy back on track, and it's going to be hard to know. You won't know if he is the Jerry Jeudy of 2024 until you get some consistent quarterback play. So that's always obviously the key to everything.
Mary Kay, we appreciate the time. Thank you, as always, for joining us, and we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Bye, Mary Kay.
Mary Kay.
There you go.
GM Mary Kay.
Cleveland.com.
GM Mary Kay Cabot.
It was funny when she's talking about Joel.
Yeah.
Tony asked Joel last week or maybe 2 weeks ago about the fact that like the Browns don't have any linemen under contract for next starters.
Yeah.
And would that play into his decision at all? And Joel basically laughed and said, "That ain't my problem."
Yeah, that's a wrap.
I don't think Joel's coming back next year.
But really quick,
Maybe
You
if you
really
give him
think
enough,
that was a possibility that
That's a
Joel
wrap.
would change his mind because of
I mean,
that's a
maybe if
wrap.
you pay him enough money.
Yeah, I guess.
But
I thought the more obvious one was I'm still confused about the Wyatt Teller one because I thought they was going to try to butter him up and get him come back on a little contract and then
Is he hurt?
well, now he is. Now
If
he
I'm
is.
Joel,
he wasn't.
If I'm Joel and Wyatt, and Wyatt's obviously going to keep playing next year, but if I'm either of them, and if Joel wants to keep playing, I'm signing with another team. There's no way I'm re-signing here.
They're going wherever Kevin goes.
I don't know about that.
It might be the only guys on the team that like him.
I mean, Wyatt ain't going where Kevin's
no, not Wyatt. Yeah.
I'm like, well, at least I was thinking like the way I was trying to go with it. I'm like, okay, Whippler. It's a shame what happened to Poaches, so Whippler comes in. Maybe Tevin Jenkins shows that he can be anything.
Now he's hurt.
Now he hurt. Zach Zenner. I was like, oh, well, it's your opportunity, and then
Did they cut the guy
and
that came in and replaced Tevin Jenkins? Didn't they just cut him for Jamari Thrash?
I think
was
so.
Yeah.
They brought him in. He played like, I think it was 12 snaps. Gave up 3 pressures in the 12 snaps, and they said, "Thank you, we've seen enough." Bye-bye.
Yeah.
So who played guard?
Jenkins ended up coming back in, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you know,
Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure he came back in. though.
to me, I just think, I mean,
That's a shame.
it's tough, but the best tackles is at the top of your draft. This is probably the dilemma that you're
I'm
gonna
telling
have.
you,
Well,
I've been transitioning to
Draft mode?
I understand the wide receiver thing.
It's crazy.
My
Yeah, but
first 3 might be linemen.
I know nothing about evaluating offensive linemen in college and have not done any work on my own. But what I've heard from people like Dane Brugler, they're saying that there's not
Brugler,
elite
McShay, and Jordan
tackle.
Reed all released their top 50-ish prospects in the last 2-3 weeks.
It's maybe 3 tackles.
None of them, they thought it was going to be a great tackle class.
3.
The tackles that they thought were going to, just like the quarterbacks, They thought the tackles there.
Right.
The tackles
But are any of them like top 10 prospects?
I like the dude from Alabama, but it's a reach. So they thinking.
Well, if you get the guy from Alabama, you got to throw him screens because that's what they do at Alabama.
Here's what we're gonna do. All of them got Cardinal Tate. They didn't. All of them say. And I know that's kind of they be saying, well, is he worth the fourth round pick? Fourth pick. Excuse me, fourth overall pick. I don't know if he's worth the fourth overall a receiver. That's very, very high. But I got to get somebody out. It's guaranteed, bull. I got to get something.
How big is he, by the way, Carl?
6'3".
They need it, and he can run.
All of
like what's his speed?
He probably run 4.4.
If he run anything in
6'3" with a 4.4.
If he run anything,
I mean his I think his average catch is 17.8 yards.
No drops. He has not had one.
I mean,
this year?
This year they have him down for no drops.
Yes, he did.
They had him this year for no drops.
How Browns would it be if they drafted the only bad offensive?
I'm between him
wide
and
receiver
Jordan
from
Tyson. That's my
so
team.
draft one of those guys and take an offensive lineman late in the first and early in the second. I'd take two in that stretch if this guy's worthy, certainly.
I mean, even Mary Kay say, right, the hope is if you have to package these picks up somehow to get you a quarterback.
If you think Mendoza's the guy, like
then
if
you
think, then you would do that.
This is
I don't know.
It's insanity that we are literally sitting here talking about the same thing we said
last year.
Yeah.
If
and guess
if
what?
You, think
you might be doing
Ward
it again
is
next
the guy,
year.
then you have to trade him.
Well, but that wasn't
was
a
not
possibility
available.
last year because the Titans were going to take him.
He was not available.
Whereas this year, who's got the first pick right now?
Giants.
The Giants.
Right. So
it's up
they're
for
going to
sale.
trade out of that spot if they end up one.
The Jets or the Raiders is trading.
And then
the Jets need a quarterback. They don't have a quarterback.
They're trading up.
Oh,
And they have plenty of ammo.
the Raiders have the second pick right now. Don't
And
they?
can you imagine?
But the Raiders and the Giants play each other, so one of those two is going
Yeah, the
to.
Raiders are going to take a quarterback.
So if you say, for instance, you had to package the picks and get them, that means to tell me, theoretically, he just said Joel is retiring.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that.
But no, I don't want to put that on your CD.
I thought this was
You can't do that to me,
I don't want to do it. He didn't say that.
Here's the bottom line.
The offensive line would be worse next year.
Here's the bottom line. You never pass on an opportunity if you think you can get a great quarterback,
Absolutely.
no matter what else it
Yes,
costs you.
yes.
And you find other ways to get those things.
Tell me if you disagree. There's a difference to me in staying where you're at and taking a quarterback and using the second first-round pick and moving up, even though it's a pretty low pick. Like, Jacksonville's been much better than I thought that they would be.
Well, we don't know where it's going to be.
It's pretty low right now.
So
Mike said it's a low 20s. We don't know that.
It's
that
most likely a low 20s.
Do the Browns have
It's irrelevant where they are in the standings.
Do the Browns have a
What
second
happens
round
in the
pick?
playoffs?
They
this
got
year?
all they picks.
So the Browns do they have 2 2s this year, or is that 2 3s?
They got like 4 5s.
Yeah, they have 2 picks in the first, 1 in the second, third, and fourth, and then 4 in the fifth, I think.
I need all them, bro. I just need them, bull. I
hear you, but
I get it.
Again, if they're convinced that Mendoza's a superstar and you can trade for him, I don't see that. But whatever, I'm not an expert.
First of all, I think, and I want no Mendoza hate.
Throwing
I like Mendoza. I like him. I think he can have a good career. I don't see him as Elway-esque. I don't see him as Andrew Luck.
If you're not sure, that's what it comes down to. Whoever's making the pick for the Browns has got to decide: are any of these guys definitely going to be better than Shedeur Sanders? If their answer is yes, they take him. If their answer is no, then you don't take them, and then you take the other positions.
Let's ask Aditi about that because we got Aditi ready to go. Aditi's brought to us by Rocket Money. Have you ever felt like your money just disappears each month? It happens fast. A few subscriptions here, an impulse buy there, and suddenly the numbers in your bank account don't match the numbers in your head. Rocket Money helps you get clarity, track every dollar, and stay in control of your finances because managing your money shouldn't feel like a second job. Rocket Money does the heavy lifting so you can save more and stress less. Take control of your finances and cancel your unwanted subscriptions with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/lockdown today. That's rocketmoney.com/lockdown. rocketmoney.com/lockdown.
Aditi was on the call of a game that, in my opinion, both coaches should lose their job. I know Aditi's going to be wild about this. She's going to disagree. I think, obviously, Zach Taylor is arguably the worst coach in the NFL. There's no doubt about that, Aditi. But Harbaugh... Hang on. Yeah.
Stefanski or Zach? Which one do you want? Or which one do you
I would take Stefanski over Zach Taylor.
Okay, just checking. Go
so
ahead.
would Aditi. I don't know if she can say it, but I know she would.
I'm covering the Bengals this week, okay?
Yeah.
I have the Bengals.
Don't get her in trouble.
So I'm
Zach
not
Taylor.
agreeing with anything. I'm just listening. That's it.
Although there's part of me,
Staying
honestly...
silent is not signing off on what you've said.
What's that?
I said staying silent is not endorsing or
I agree.
signing off on what you've said.
I don't want to
It's
put you in a
simply
spot.
listening.
No,
The
I
floor
hear you.
is yours.
So, obviously, maybe that's you'll cheer Joe up because Joe's miserable now. By the way, there's part of me that if the Bengals just traded Joe Burrow, it would make my life easier because then I would never watch the Bengals play football ever again. I would force myself to not be a fan because if you trade Joe Burrow, then the franchise is doomed forever.
Move the team.
It might as well move the team.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Mike Brown is an absolute buffoon. He and Jimmy Haslam are playing for the gold medal in the buffoon Olympics because they're
Mikey,
both
take
clowns.
me off the screen.
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry. All right.
Aditi, what do you think of the Browns?
I'm putting her in a terrible
What do you think of the
spot.
Browns, Aditi?
You just can't help yourself.
Sorry, Didi, I was ranting. That's all me. Don't blame her for that.
Aditi, what do you think of the Browns?
What do you think of the Browns? You couldn't come up with a better question than that, Mike?
He's trying to get her off doing anything to save Aditi.
Aditi,
Okay, so can I tell like a random family story here, and can
Yes.
you guys give me a little
That'll
bit
transition
of advice
us.
on this?
Go ahead.
Palate cleanser upcoming.
This is one of those like parenting advice, marriage
I ain't got no
advice
kids.
sort of moments right here. So I think you all know that my daughter was born 2 months prematurely in Cleveland when I was there to cover a game. The Browns, in very lovely, classy fashion, couriered us over clothing for everybody in the family while we were there because we were stranded in stock. Obviously, nobody expected her to be there. And for whatever reason, my son, who P.S. was born in Pittsburgh but is a diehard Bills fan, taught my daughter because she was born in Cleveland, she loves the Browns. And so now she's 6, and she still says, I love the Brownies, I love the Brownies. And I think I told you guys this a year ago at a game in Denver. I had a conversation with Jane Goodell, Roger, the commissioner's wife, about how there's a piece of me that says, do I actively try to break her of this? Because am I setting her up for a lifetime of heartache? And Jane had said to me, because she is a Bears fan, no, it builds character and it's important to have loyalty and you should always have hope. So I said, okay, like I'm Switzerland in all of this, right? We've established that my husband is the diehard Steelers fan, the season ticket holder. Yesterday I'm watching the Dolphins Steelers game and I make a noise. Like literally I'm like, ooh. And he screams at me, what are you rooting for there? All I said was, ooh, but he's that much of a cultist. And it breaks his heart and drives him crazy that Nico, who is now 10 and is not malleable in any way anymore, still loves the Bills, 8 years on. Okay, fine. So last week, it was Team Spirit Day at our kids' elementary school, and you're supposed to wear your favorite team's colors on Monday. So Nico, of course, puts on his Josh Allen jersey, blah, 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 blah. And Kaya says to me she wants to wear her brown shirt. And for the record, I said, well, honey, you can wear a Pitt shirt, you can wear a Cornell shirt, you can wear a Penguin shirt. She goes, no, I want to wear a brown shirt. So I said, okay. So I helped the girl to get dressed. She's 6, mind you, 6.
Yeah.
Matt sees her, loses his mind, starts yelling at a high volume, what is this? What are you doing? And our poor 6-year-old starts bawling and comes running to me. So she's hugging me, she's holding on to my legs. I'm trying to explain to her that of all the things that matter in life, the team that you root for is not a statement on the human being that you are. There are so many other greater signs of character. Don't listen to daddy. Meanwhile, my Steelers cultist husband is yelling at me that I'm encouraging this, which, by the way, guys, I'm not encouraging anything until you tell my child that she's not allowed to think for herself. Then maybe I'll encourage. Anyway, so she cries for 15 minutes. She goes off to school in her brown shirt. I email her kindergarten teacher that, like, hey, can you just be aware of this?
Yeah.
He, like me, thinks the whole thing is ridiculous. She comes home with a smile on her face, and then all of a sudden, when she's in our mudroom, she says to me, Mommy, I promised I had a good day, but now that I'm in the house and Daddy's here, I think I should take my shirt off. So she takes the shirt off, she puts it in the hamper, and the crazy story about all of this is that the night before, when I had come home from my game and had gone into her bed to kind of like catch up with her about the weekend, she had said to me, Mommy, tomorrow is favorite team day. And I said, yes. And she said, and I was born in Cleveland. And I said, yes. And she said, but the Browns lose all the time, don't they?
Yes.
And yeah, Jason, that was exactly it. So like, I was going to share with my husband the next day that she might on her own decide that she is moving on. But then he created this whole thing. Yeah. So here's the marriage question for you.
Oh,
is he completely, totally wrong?
This is not
Do I now start supporting her?
Yeah.
Or is it my job to break her of the fandom?
I don't know
G like looking away. He's like,
how many times have you been divorced?
A couple of them.
I don't know how far.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Aditi, I don't know how far you want us to go here, but your husband was 100% in the wrong.
Stop.
I shouldn't go any further. I shouldn't go any further.
Says the Bengals fan. Says the Bengals fan who is ready to give up on his team after what, 40 years?
Hey. Well, but here's the thing. I'm an adult. I'm not a kid, right? I'm an adult, and I do this for...
But am I saving her? Yeah. Am I saving her if she is going to have a lifetime of conflict with her father?
Yeah.
I'm gonna plead the fifth.
Your husband's got to grow up. Let's say that.
Plead the fifth.
I'm gonna
ask you about.
Ask something else.
Let her who she wants to.
You guys want no part of this.
What is the biggest concern for the Browns this season? Is it the front office, the coaching staff,
fandom? Are they holding on to Kaya's fandom?
Hey man, I'm gonna pray for y'all.
By the way, Nico's gonna be happy because I think the Bills are gonna win it all.
I'm gonna pray for y'all.
They better. It ain't no Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes. They gotta go through. Anyways, back to
it is such a shame. Let me tell you, you guys are so right. It really is so much about the quarterback position, but not even just that. Because Bull, to your point, Joe Burrow, all of his frustration, and I've had some really good conversations with him going back to last year when he was as honest as could be that he was playing the position better than he'd ever played the position, and he'd never in his life been in a spot where he felt that he was playing so well, and the team just wasn't following. The team couldn't generate wins, and how difficult that was for him to keep bringing it, knowing that they just kept losing. Right. And now, of course, the frustration is just heightened in every way. And he was very honest. He's like, look, 2 of the last 3 years, I haven't been available. So do I really have the right to complain? The quarterback position obviously matters more than all else. Yeah. But you got 2 of the 3 best quarterbacks in the game in Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow out. Now, of course, Burrow missed all those games because he was hurt. Patrick is now hurt. But so clearly it can't only be about the quarterback position. This isn't just Michael Jordan being able to win a game single-handedly, which he really did. Like, he did. His supporting cast maybe doesn't get as much credit. But the Browns have to get the quarterback position correct. And that's the issue here. That's it, plain and simple. And have you seen enough to say, okay, we've got the answer for next year? Is that where you are
certainty,
right now?
For me, obviously there's mixed opinion here. Definitely not with certainty, but if there's not an option in the first round, then they if there's nobody that they can draft because they can't get up high enough or they don't think these guys are definitely the sure thing, then the smart move would probably be to try to move forward with Shedeur, draft offensive linemen and wide receivers. But if they're convinced if they're convinced Mendoza's the guy, then they should go get him.
And here's where I will totally agree with you. And it's a conversation I had with Kellen Moore earlier in the year because we thought that I thought the Saints were going to take Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart thought the Saints were going to take Jackson Dart. And Kellen Moore said, before you plop in a young rookie quarterback, you need to really build infrastructure around him. And so the Saints focused on the line. They focused on shoring up the offense around a rookie. And look, they didn't start Tyler Shough right away. And Tyler Shough has had some success later in the year as the rest of the team has gotten a bit better. So I would not, you saw the Steelers do this a few years ago with Kenny Pickett, right? They reached for a quarterback in the first round. A first-round quarterback always has undue pressure, undue spotlight on him. They had no infrastructure around him. They didn't have a real offense. They didn't have an offensive coordinator who was ready for the National Football League. They didn't have appropriate, mature weapons around him. They didn't have great line play. They didn't have a run game. Set up for nothing. So I agree with you that it's not only about the quarterback next year. It's about how do you build a team that is ready to put a quarterback in. And obviously there's a million questions here. The offensive line being number one. You have to build from the line of scrimmage out, period. Like, that's it.
Aditi, we take a look at not only that question mark, we got into a lot of different question marks we talked about with Andrew Berry. We take a look at his draft class last year, or this year, current year. You got some hits and pieces and parts that look like they're going to be hits. How do you reconcile the two, though? You take a look at some of the other draft classes, and, there's a lot of misses in those classes. How do you think Jimmy Haslam weighs this option? Because, there may be changes in the front office. Is there some recency bias, or how does he go about trying to figure out how you evaluate whether or not last year was good enough based on some of the other things that you may have missed on?
I lost the ability to predict what Browns ownership will do when they brought Hugh Jackson back after 1-31 or whatever that was, 1-30. So please don't. Yeah.
Gave him that deal.
So please don't ask me to do that. I have no idea. I don't know. I can't figure that out. I do know that this was a tremendous draft class. I think Carson Schwessinger was one of the greatest picks ever. We don't know what Travis Hunter will ultimately turn into, but if you're having Mason Graham or Travis Hunter right now, how you're assessing what Mason Graham plus all of those picks versus what Travis Hunter has been able to offer, it was a good year. It was a really good year. And I think that, yes, your whole record matters, but life is about growth and getting better. And so if you look at what was recently done, look at those guys. What Judkins has done, what Fannin has done.
Has Graham been that good? He's fine, but he's the 5th pick in the draft.
He's a rookie.
I know he's a rookie. I'm not.
Okay. Let me just tell you this. Too much has been made
about this rookie class, and his big picture work is lousy.
Okay. Let me just say this. Myles Garrett is having an absolutely monster year in every way. Myles Garrett is the defensive player that you feel on the field more than anybody else in the National Football League. But part of what helps Myles Garrett is the rest of the line doing its job. So Myles Garrett isn't making up for Mason Graham's deficiencies.
Right, but since
because Mason Graham doesn't necessarily have super gaudy stats. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm saying since Malik Collins got hurt, the front of that line has done nothing. They're getting run all over.
You know what? I still think that trade, again, trades like that are evaluated 5-10 years down the line, but I still think now that looks like a win for the Browns.
They knocked it out of the park. I said that on draft night. They knocked that out of the park.
See.
Do you think it's the darnest thing that every time the Browns end up in like a situation where they can get the top prospects, it's a weak portion of the draft. Like last year, the quarterbacks was weak, and
they had the second pick of one quarterback draft.
This year, the offensive line is weak. Like, what's going on? Like, what is this about? Why can't we just?
This was the whole question I'm asking about my daughter. Are the fates or the football gods just aligned against the Browns? Is that it?
No.
Is that where we
are? Let her
root
root for the Browns for crying out loud.
She a ride or die. I like that.
My God.
She gonna listen.
There's no hey, my children have free will when it comes to their thinking for most things. Most things. Some things are non-negotiable.
If my daughter tried to wear a Wolverine T-shirt, that'd break me.
That's different.
That'd break me.
That's different.
I'm not gonna lie to
you played for Ohio State.
What if she enrolls at Michigan for engineering?
That's a much better school. That's a much better school. You know how hard it is. You know how tough it is.
It happens.
Yeah.
It don't. Yeah. It won't happen in my house. No, it won't.
All right. Aditi, thank you. We got into some crazy stuff today. I almost got in trouble. You got yourself in trouble.
Love you guys. Thanks for having me. Hey, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, all of that.
See you later.
Right.
Thanks,
Aditi.
Man.
We have a boatload of teenage kids here. Who's the adult?
This is the Hawkins class. Mike Polk supervising.
Oh, is Mike Polk
Oh, my
here?
God. Mike Polk is in charge of teenagers?
Mike Polk, who wrote me a nasty letter and that I was a bad commissioner for fantasy football because he's...
You are.
And yet you were in the Final Four of the playoffs now, Mike Polk.
Now it's the children, Bull.
The children. This is an epidemic. And I need to hear from the girls because just like every other group of boy teens, they all got the mop haircuts,
Well, Bull, we're doing
And I can't believe the girls actually like this haircut, and all the boys do it. My son has the same
Bull,
mop
we're
haircut.
doing
Mine
the
has it
Q&A with
too.
them after
His
the show.
son too.
We're doing the
Projected
Q&A with them
weekend,
after the
too.
show. There's
Oh,
no
okay.
overtime,
Texas last
so
week
they could ask us all about the ball haircuts and that in the Q&A.
Yeah.
So
All right.
We'll get to that, but we appreciate Hawking coming.
All
in.
right. Are
We
they
love having the
communication
future sports
students?
journalists.
Are they communication students?
These are sports students,
Sports students?
which is a thing.
Okay, sports students.
They got it.
Now, we're having a
going.
little Q&A with them after the
All right,
show,
very
so-
good. Sports media. Thank you, Mike.
All right, we got one last topic in today's show. It is brought to us by FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Guys, you know,
Yeah.
Sundays move fast. One big play, suddenly everything feels a lot different. That's what makes live betting with FanDuel so exciting. You're not just watching the game, you're reacting to it in real time. With FanDuel, you can place bets as the action unfolds, every drive, every momentum swing, and every highlight moment. So if you want to be right in the middle of the action, visit FanDuel.com and place your NFL live bets all season long. FanDuel, the game moves fast, and so can you. All right, guys, we're going to talk Cavs to wrap up today's show. Evan Mobley's out for the next 2 to 4 weeks with a calf strain. Jason, with Mobley out of the lineup, who on the Cavs roster do you believe has to step up the most to kind of change the trajectory of this team
Jalen
right
Tyson.
Donovan Mitchell. Keep going, buddy. Keep going. Keep pulling the rope.
They're a disaster right
It's
now.
a mess right now. It's a mess. Who has to step up, man? Anybody? Like, pass the hat? Does anybody want to contribute to this?
This was supposed to be the easy part of it. They have 6 straight. They're in the middle of a streak of 6 straight games where they're playing the worst teams in the NBA.
Coming off a week off.
And they've had to come back in the fourth quarter in both games. The first one they did win. The second one they lose in overtime, but they don't score a single point in overtime.
Nasty
Chicago stinks. Chicago got off to a good start. Now, what did they lost, like 10 in a row or something, or 9 out of 10? Charlotte's terrible. New Orleans is terrible. So until Christmas Day, where they play the Knicks, it's terrible. Like, why would you even watch right now?
I mean, I
honestly?
told Mike they should win 5 of 6 in that stretch coming out of that week
Yeah.
off, and they've already dropped one.
Didn't score in overtime, the entire overtime. How is that possible in the NBA?
Darius Garland
It hasn't
led
happened
the
in a
league,
decade.
led the team in
What's that,
scoring.
Mike?
Team hasn't gone scoreless in overtime before Sunday night in a decade. It was
And this-
2015 was the last
I
time.
can't even believe it happened at all.
This is
I'm team JB Bickerstaff.
this is the
Tyvis,
problem.
who has to step up then? Give me a name. Stop
Jalen-
dodging the question.
Jalen Tyson. I said
Yeah.
it when you asked Jason. Jalen Tyson been the only bright spot for me and the Cavs this season. That period. For the past 6-7 games, Jalen Tyson has been arguably one of the best players on the Cavs. In my
The only one with heart.
side. The rest of them, DG balled last game. Shout out to DG.
I mean, that's the right answer. Is Darius? It has to be Darius.
He did, and they just lost.
Well, what about Jared Allen in the past with Mobley?
What about him?
Jared Allen can't get on the court in the fourth quarter, even with
But
Evan
he's
out.
been the guy who's played well in the past when Mobley's been hurt.
I told you about 3 years ago about Jared Allen.
Yeah.
3 years ago, I told you. Listen,
Stiff.
he's a role guy.
You know,
Like,
what's gonna happen? Donovan's gonna turn into the Donovan show, overutilize himself,
He'll get hurt.
get hurt right before the playoffs, like he always
God.
does. They'll be out in the second round.
man,
I mean, the two scariest
Second round, they're not winning the first round without Donovan Mitchell.
the two scariest words in the NBA right now are calf strain.
we talked about that last week.
Like
That's the whole season.
the entire league. This is a thing, and I mean, our John Hollinger wrote about it and about the grind of the NBA Cup. And the NBA, the next day, had a letter to the editor in the New York Times about no. Get your facts straight here.
Man.
So this is a very, very sensitive topic right now.
I
They're
mean,
never
at
gonna
the
go
commissioner's
from
office.
82 games. They're never gonna cut it.
The NBA is to me, is awful right now. It's never been worse.
So here's
What the
You disagree,
Thunder?
Mike?
The Thunder's gonna win.
I do disagree.
We
Yeah.
need to just fast forward to the finals where the Thunder wins.
I just find it completely
this,
unwatchable. the
this,
NBA.
this is the problem when you
Unless
start
the Spurs
penciling
win.
people in. Y'all,
Yeah.
you cannot just because there's other injuries. I've always had an issue with this. There was injuries with the Pacers. There's injuries with the Knicks, and every single year with this Cavs group, what we tend to do is we just make it where it's like, oh, by default, since the Cavs have the same people and the people are injured. No, every single year we do that. It's another team that beat them. They lost to 3 different squads. They get beat by.
Celtics are without their best player
And they're still
and they
smashing.
still have a
you.
better record than
They
the Cavs.
they still giving you buckets. Like that's the problem. So I'm looking at this team, and now that you got Evan Mobley with the Achilles injury or the strained calf, strained calves is a nice little cute
That
word.
can be a precursor for a torn Achilles.
That's a small cute little word for a slight tear. I'm just telling you what it is. And then you got a guy like Mobley, who you're asking to do more. You're asking for him to have the ball. You're asking him to move and cut and be a creator. That takes a lot of toll on your body and your lower body.
What's his injury?
Calf strain.
Calf. It's.
Oh, well, you pack that
They're
up.
across. They are across the league. Calf strains are.
Well, I want to get back to something. I said that the NBA, to me, is the least watchable it's been in my entire lifetime.
Why?
Mike disagrees. Because a lot of the best players, there's too much resting. And so
Everybody's hurt.
Well, why? Guys used to just play. How come they didn't get hurt then?
They're more athletic now.
Well, but they're not in good enough shape. They're not in basketball shape.
I mean, if you're more athletic, you're doing a lot of crazy stuff.
Okay, so
man.
did superstars play more often back in the day?
This is a really long, nuanced discussion.
Okay, but
how deep do you want to go?
Not that deep, but
surface level.
Answer it, but don't really answer it.
Superstars
Answer it, but make me right.
more in the 80s and 90s than they do now.
Yes.
So that means that's part of the reason the game was better because they played.
Has the game evolved?
The game has
They're
evolved.
also bigger, stronger. They're bigger, stronger, faster now.
I agree.
They're more talented.
Now, wait a second. This is where we get carried away. There's more depth of talent. I don't buy that the top players are more talented. There's more depth of talent.
Higher skill.
You're missing the bigger point in all of this.
The bigger point is that every team plays the same.
No,
all they do is chuck threes, and it's boring.
Well, you're changing the
boring.
topic now. Let's go back to the injuries.
Yeah.
The injuries, I believe, a big part of this is the specialization of sports.
Yeah.
And you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. And
Well, that's
you're
terrible.
not using different muscle groups.
Yes.
And it goes back to the trainers we were talking about. Everybody's got every quarterback in America now has got a trainer, a high school quarterback. But when you're playing one sport, when you're specializing in one sport, and you're doing this, and you're only working those muscles over and over and over.
They get their kids, every parent thinks there's probably all these kids here, their parents probably think they're going to play in the NBA. None of these kids are going to play in the NBA. He's waving his hand.
Way to kill their dreams, Adam. Sorry, guys.
I'm just teasing you guys. Maybe one of you will play in the NBA, but
Tyvis.
probably not.
Hey,
You guys are not big enough. You're not big enough. Get out of here. He's tall, but he doesn't look athletic enough. I'm just kidding.
It worked out for our parents. They say you're gonna do something. You're gonna figure it out. You'll play three
We
sports.
used to
You
play
figure it out.
different sports the year round.
I
You
will
go to the park and play. Kids don't do that anymore.
But-
They're on their phones. They don't make any plans on their own.
I'm sure these kids probably played outside.
Raise your hand if you make plans with your friends and you actually go play sports on your own, but not organized. All right, it's more than I thought.
Looks like
Hold that out.
Shut up, boys.
We'll see if they are. All right, I like it.
One
I like
of the things
it.
with basketball is when you go watch, I'm a big fan of like Rico Hines and some of these open runs. People don't understand. These guys are playing. I'm not even talking about Olympic years. These guys are playing in the summer 3, 4, 5 times a day in the summer. And they're going hard. That's
I'd
where
rather
you get
watch
better.
those games, G, than this.
In the 80s, they sat on the couch and smoked cigarettes.
Yeah, right.
And they were fun to watch, Jason, because we actually had guys beating each other up in the paint. It was physical. This game is so boring.
He wants to go back to the physical, and they're already hurt. Right?
Go chuck threes.
Like,
That's all they do. Everybody chucks threes, Mike. Am I wrong?
There's more threes being taken than there ever has. That is factually
It's
correct.
boring.
But when you say every team plays the same, that just means you're too I'm going to tell basketball stupid to understand the differences in how teams get to the shots they're taking.
That's all you got is insults because you got no legit argument.
You've been insulting people for the last 11 minutes.
That's all right.
You said he's not athletic. You said he's too short.
I'm keeping it real.
Hey, Jason, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Come on.
Bull keeps saying the league is not as physical as it used to be. And in a certain extent, he's right.
That's
They don't clothesline guys down in the paint. Do you think if Bull came to a game and was sitting in the first 2-3 rows and could actually see the physicality of the game?
I sat at a Cavs playoff game. I was sitting on the court. Kevin Love almost fell on my lap. It's not the same.
How you get them seeds?
I got people.
Oh.
My question, though, do you think Bull would be surprised at how physical the NBA still actually is? If he was
I understand it's physical.
Yes.
I understand they're great athletes. I find the style of play. Here's the sad part.
So it's a you issue.
Here's the the sad part.
They're better athletes today than ever.
Is that
Go ahead.
the NBA could be
It's
the
boring.
best sport on the planet, but because there's a lot of because analytics again, and I'm an analytics guy, but analytics has really been bad for the NBA because it leads guys to playing very similar styles. Mike, don't tell me there's not a very similar styles with most teams. I know it's not every team. I like Houston. Houston's actually fun to watch. Why? Because they actually have some more physicality.
Because
They
you
have
like
tough-
post-up basketball, which is fine.
Exactly.
I do too.
You're telling me you don't prefer that basketball.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna go scientifically. It is scientifically proven that between your formative ages of between say 15 and 30,
right,
those are your prime years. So you would probably say music during that time was better too.
Way better. Music
here
now
we
sucks.
See, so music is better, sports is better because that's your wheelhouse.
But I think football's better now.
You listen to the things that, and by the way, that era is the golden era. It's Jordan, it's Bird, it's Magic.
That was the best.
They give you narrative.
But it wasn't
they give
just
you,
that.
Was it the best
It was the
Jason?
guys that would beat the crap out of each other. The Celtics, the Pistons, the Knicks.
You probably
Well, do you like
Patrick
hockey?
Ewing. What?
Do you like hockey? Just out of curiosity.
Go Jackets.
Hockey's boring.
Blue Jackets.
It's fun in person, hockey, but it's boring to watch on TV.
Tyvis,
you don't give a rat's you know what about the
Tyvis,
Blue Jackets.
They're not doing well.
They're an irrelevant team.
They're not doing well.
They're the most irrelevant team in all of sports.
No, the Sacramento Kings.
That
Come
just
on.
came. Who just wrote
Really?
that article saying that?
Bill Simmons did.
Yeah.
But
And
this
he's
current,
right.
can you imagine if you had these current NBA athletes playing the 80s style? It'd be great. You know, I know they're a bunch of softies, but they'd have to toughen up. And it would be great. It would be exciting if you saw real post play.
There are clips on the internet
that
talk about that show Michael Jordan just getting to the rim with no touch, just finger rolling.
So you want to go back to 92-86?
You want to go 86,
Finals.
right?
Yes.
Like the final score, 92-86.
Jason, I don't care about how many points they score. It's just chucking threes. It's boring.
I would move back. I got a question. No,
Hang on. Before
By the way, Larry Bird and Michael. Well, what did Bird average for his career?
1 sec.
Hang on.
29.
I've told the
Bird
story.
be averaging 40 a game, and Jordan be averaging 50 a game if they played now.
Well, he's not a 3-point
Easy.
shooter.
I think I've told the story
Bird would
before.
have been. Bird is not a 3-point shooter.
Michael.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I think I've told the story before, like circa 2000-ish, when it was like the Sixers were in the finals and the Nets were in the finals, and
Don't
it was
you dare
like
disparage my Nets.
it was like 88-84 NBA Finals
Yep.
games. Jerry Colangelo and David Stern.
But that wasn't the case in the 80s.
But it was the physical style that
But they were scoring a lot of points in the 80s, and it was still
they did.
physical.
Well, you're going to ruin my story. I still want to tell my story. Colangelo and David Stern went in a room and said, we're going to change the rules. We're going to open the game. The league voted it down and said, we don't want to do that. And Jerry Colangelo and David Stern said, go back in the room and vote again. And
bullies.
That is what led, like you're wanting to talk about bullies. And that led to, over time, what you see today with the three-point style and with the pace and space and everything else. It all started 20 years ago, 25 years ago, when Colangelo and David Stern forced them to change the rules of the game.
Bull, do you like college basketball?
No.
Why not?
St. John's.
I like St. John's, but they suck right now. They're not playing well.
So is part of the reason you don't like college basketball because they miss a lot of shots?
Now, college basketball, when
And the
I watch
offense
it,
is
it's not that
clunky.
I don't like it, I just don't watch it. But when I do watch it, I like it better than the NBA.
I hate it.
I don't like college basketball at all.
I will tell you this.
Do you like it better because...
I will tell you this even though I don't watch it. The WNBA is more interesting than the NBA because in the WNBA, they play 80s-style basketball.
But you just said you don't watch it.
I just don't have time, Jason. What do I got time to watch?
He went to
You
the
watch
time
84
factory.
shows a week.
He watched.
I'm a busy man.
Bro, you
Let me
got
ask you this.
you got
You woke up
Hulu,
at 5 o'clock to watch
Netflix.
I
straight
don't
games.
Paramount.
Let me ask you this.
I don't have time to watch it.
Is baseball fun to watch now or back in the 80s?
80s was better.
Yeah, it was. I agree with that.
80s was
Because
better.
everybody
but
plays for the three-run homer now.
But it was boring.
But, no, it wasn't.
They took 20 minutes to throw a pitch.
No, the rules now are better. In terms of the quickness of the game is better. The problem with baseball today is the disparity between the haves and have-nots is so big. That's a major negative. And even though the owners are all evil, I'm actually going to side with them in this dispute, and they should lock out the players until the players cave on the salary cap. Even if it means canceling a whole season, there has to be a salary cap
You think they
in Major League
you think
Baseball.
the players go cave?
Eventually they will. yeah.
Everybody throws 100. The starter only goes 4 innings, and everybody's waiting for a 3-run homer. There's a funny story I got to tell us while this is totally random.
Yeah.
I don't even know if this is true, but I read this that like Pat Corrales, I think was the Indians manager. He went out to the mound. He was talking to the starter. And he said, "Hey, you see Camacho out there?" And the bullpen, he goes, "You really want me to bring Camacho into this game? Finish it now." Like that's how much the game has evolved to where you didn't want to go to the bullpen. Like that was
most of the guys outside of one guy in the pen. Most of the guys in the pen would
awful.
bad.
You know what the best era was
For baseball,
the steroid era.
Absolutely.
juice them all up and let them go.
Like,
I got no problem with steroids.
They was hitting 85. Kids don't do steroids, but they was hitting 85 home runs a week. It was Bonds,
it was fun.
Listen, when you got rent, you got to think about it. I was watching the McGuire-Socha thing, right?
Yeah.
And I ain't seen so many black people in the audience in my life. There was I said, what the heck are they doing there? It was McGuire-Socha. They would play it at the. You remember? I was watching ABC Nightly News. Dan Brather and Ted Koppel was like, and Mark McGuire.
Yeah,
has hit
it was great. It was great. Now they
My
would never
hero.
do that. And Sammy Sosa's black again. What happened?
Free Mark
he was
McGuire.
black. He was white. Now he's black again.
Mark McGuire didn't take no steroids.
Oh my God!
Would you stop?
He did.
He did.
And he ate him like cereal.
Well, we got to get to Super Chats. Before we do, Jason and Tyvis answered. This was the longest winded ever.
I said Jared Allen.
You said Allen and G. Who you going with?
Man, it's Darius Garland. Darius Garland, come on, bro. You're an all-star. You had a good game last week. Get your game together, bro. Your game. You are supposed to be He's a borderline All-NBA type player, right?
That's
Borderline.
a sad state of affairs because he'd be averaging 9 points a game in the 80s.
Well, if you say that this is Darius' team, he'll give you 40.
All right.
It's not Darius.
No.
Well, then he ain't gonna.
All right, Mike.
No.
Super Chats. Let's go.
Super Chats to wrap
17.
up today's show. Brody's bottom line says, Bull, I agree. Jordan's the GOAT.
Man.
Obviously.
Set apart Laz says, the rookies from last year played bad last year. Now they're much better. Look at Bo Nix and Caleb Williams. We have to give more time to Shedeur.
All right. First of all, having nothing to do with Shedeur,
Messed up.
Caleb Williams better this year than last year. Bo Nix was very good last year and this year. I mean, I would say it's even. Drake May's been better this year, but Jaden Daniels has been worse.
And you just named all first-round picks.
And Caleb,
and they're all first-round picks.
And Caleb Williams did get $80 million in upgrades on his offensive line.
I thought he did. They had 3 offensive linemen. Caleb Williams, I thought, was fantastic.
Is there any
He's balling.
non-first-round picks that start from last year's draft?
No.
Well, you have Penix, who was a first-round pick, and McCarthy. Those are the 6 first-round guys.
Yeah.
Who else was
McCarthy
taken?
stinks.
Who else?
He played well Sunday night.
You knew he was going to stink. There was no chance he was going to be good coming out of Michigan.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
not
think
a
there's any
McCarthy guy.
non-first-rounders.
I don't think
Nah.
See, I'm sitting there thinking about that too. I don't. Well, I mean, this year.
The lower you go, the hit rate is
Yeah. Next.
minimal.
Next, Mike. Next.
I'm trying to see if there are any other non.
play?
Spencer Rattler did start. He was a 5th-round pick last
He
year.
did. He did.
And he was terrible.
Oh, he stinks.
So.
There you go. All right, next
that team
one.
was terrible, too. Go ahead.
Slick as Butter says, the past years, they've been trying to find a good quarterback. It's difficult for them. They don't have the eye for talented quarterbacks.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
One and only Ish says, the way you evaluate is by the eye test. I don't know why you won't accept Shedeur being the guy you can build around. He's shown flashes way more than Gabriel.
Because we live in an
Gabriel's not the bar.
is not the bar.
We live in an analytic world.
Tyvis, we haven't seen enough of Shedeur in the NFL to know for sure.
Nobody knows
According
for
to the
sure.
That's what I'm
analytics,
saying.
he's the worst
Hey,
thing
man,
ever.
the only
He's pretty low. He's not worst ever, but he's
only
pretty
short
low.
thing is death and taxes.
There's no. And by the way, even the first-round picks, Cam Wharton, Jackson Dart, I'm not sure about those guys.
I mean,
And they
Penix.
played a whole season. Well, Jackson Dart.
I mean, Penix and J.J. McCarthy. You sold on him?
No.
All right.
In fact, I never liked
We
J.J.
gonna stop
I ain't.
this Cam Ward slander. That man be threading the needle.
I think.
I'll be like,
But Tyvis, I'm saying he hasn't played well enough at this point that you know for sure. I like him too. I think he's going to be good, but we don't know for sure on him.
By the way, I just saw,
do.
and then in the game, he was. If he's a sure thing, I just saw Shedeur Sanders ball out that game.
He did. All right, Mike. Next.
Next, Jay Unique says, I really hope they trade Shedeur so you guys can stop speaking
Nope.
nonsense on him.
But they're not going. That's not going to happen. Again,
Why even read that?
just
Mike?
up.
Again.
No, read it.
Again,
That guy looks
again,
lava.
like
Really?
we're not gonna do that. They got the trades have to go through me, and I've already turned my emails
That guy
off.
probably thinks if they traded Shedeur, they could get 2 first-round picks.
3.
3.
Miss Bell
And a pick
says,
swap.
in no world should the Browns be allowed near another quarterback. It's been proven that quarterbacks come here to die. It needs to stop until coaching changes are made.
Quarterbacks do have a
Next.
tough time here.
Sly says 3 of the 4 best quarterbacks in the league are likely to miss the playoffs, and Allen probably won't win his division. No quarterback would save the Browns this year.
False. What about all the other years when they did make the playoffs?
Those don't count.
Those don't. Hey, listen, never let the truth get in the way of a good story, bro.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead, next.
Gleazy Baby says, regarding analytics, you have to include the run game and how we have the lowest success rate on run plays while averaging the lowest yards per carry. You could plug any quarterback in and their EPA would drop.
By the way, I did include Shedeur's runs to try and boost him up a little bit.
EPA.
There's EPA per
counts,
dropback, and
yeah.
then there's EPA that counts as runs, and I used EPA that counts as runs. I know that
factors in all these things.
That comment was talking about the Browns running game, but I'm
Right.
just saying I used Shedeur's scramble yards to
Yeah.
try and boost him a little bit
Right.
more. And it takes out that Ravens game because he didn't start
His
that.
analytics stink. He hasn't played enough games for it to be that meaningful.
See, I thought that too.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you,
Yeah.
first 4 starts, the names at the top, for the most part, are names you would expect to see at the top.
But there are exceptions.
There are exceptions.
As you said, Jared
most
Goff
of them,
and Eli,
and
and the highly overrated Eli Manning.
the
are both in
exceptions.
there.
The exceptions were
Yeah.
first round picks, number 1 overall, that are going to get a lot more runway than he will.
If
You know
you
they
go
can
on
call
first,
you all kind of haters, right?
if you go on the first
You
4
gotta get more
fiancés that I
creative.
had,
I've been called that.
all bad.
Did you really have 4
Yeah,
fiancés?
yeah. Yep. Oh, I got that too.
Yeah.
Did y'all know Jason will be
crazy.
a
Of
racist
course.
and a hater today?
Grand Dragon of the
Oh, you're
KKK.
terrible.
I got
Next.
crosses in my
Manuel
backyard.
Johnson says, I'm probably going to get killed for this, but I don't think AB had control over prior drafts. Seems weird that the year AB drafts well is the year Depot left.
That's silly.
Yeah.
Trust
Okay.
Jay says, Josh Allen lost to the Falcons and the Dolphins. I guarantee he doesn't get them in the playoffs solely based on how bad the Browns special teams are and Kevin Stefanski.
He did lose to the Dolphins, though. That was wild work.
I mean, this happens.
No, they
sometimes.
didn't lose.
They got
scraped.
The Dolphins.
This happens. You lose to bad teams
But
once in a
The
while.
Dolphins looked like they were dead in the water when they like
then
that
they
looked like a team that quit,
smoked him.
and they fired the GM, and all of a sudden they went on
Can
on
you
a tear.
imagine the type of brain damage you would have to say, nah, I'll pass on Josh Allen. The rest of the team's not good enough yet.
By the way, hold on.
What level of
Hold
brain
on,
damage would you have to have to make that statement?
but you got to understand
Yeah.
that when Josh Allen came out, he was not a guaranteed
He was
first round
not.
pick. Most people passed on him.
He
Most
was a-
people,
It's because he went to Wyoming.
He was a first
he
round
was,
pick.
no. I mean,
Yeah.
they didn't have him the first
Right, but
quarterback
what does
off the
that do
board.
with what I'm saying?
But
I'm
what I'm
talking about now.
but I'm saying
Yeah.
what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
also Josh Allen, his first 2 years in the league was not great.
Terrible.
He wasn't terrible.
He
That's
was
overstated.
not great.
It's overstated.
Yes, he was.
So
But it doesn't matter.
But
I'm
you
saying
know now. But you had the
this is-
benefit of hindsight.
This has nothing to do with Shedeur. You're right. There's a possibility. Yes, Shedeur might end up being good. Independent of Shedeur. Forget him. Pretend he wasn't even on the team.
Okay.
This idea that the Browns would, we don't want to take Josh Allen until the rest of the team is better. It's stupid.
No, you would take
That's
Josh.
of
I don't know
course
who said that.
And that's why these.
Jay
know
did
who said-
yesterday.
That's why all
Jay
these
did
conversations.
yesterday.
Like if you
Who
like,
said that?
Well,
don't
it's
worry
not
about
fair
it.
to say he said that. yesterday.
But if you like Mendoza better than the guys in 27, then take him.
Yeah.
Take him. If
Yeah.
you think
Well,
that he's the best one
know,
and
available,
if you like him better than
You
Shedeur,
do know who
that's-
come out in 27.
I'm well aware.
Archibald Manning.
We're really going to have to do this again? With
Yes.
Yes,
No,
we are.
listen.
They don't take a quarterback this
Hey,
year.
listen.
we
I
are.
think. Listen, if you got Arch Manning coming out, you're gonna play Shedeur Sanders in 26.
That's what
and see what
I've
they gonna
been
do.
saying.
Is
this.
his
And if
name
he-
really
and-
Archibald? Is that his official
Yes,
name?
it's Archibald.
I cannot draft a guy named Archibald.
Tyvis, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna get some linemen, a
No
little
chance.
infrastructure. They're gonna give Shedeur. If you don't know if he can be good in 7 games,
Yeah.
you know how you can know he is in 24. Because
Yeah.
if he play all next year,
And then you draft Archibald? Are you going to draft a man named Archibald?
hey, listen.
Can't
What's
do
wrong
that.
with that?
It's a weird name.
Speaking of, I need a T name for my son.
A T name?
T.
Oh.
It has to start with a T. That's go ahead.
Will
with
your
the-
wife take suggestions?
And we
Yes.
got some more. Let me get some more super chats in.
All right, we got to get to that's a nice. We should have
Theodore?
been talking about that.
Yeah, I do like Theodore. That's a good one.
Taekwon.
Neil Gray says
Gonna
6
tie
years
this,
of
Taekwon.
failure. Stefanski's
I like
trash.
that
The
one.
Patriots were laughing at his ABC offense.
Go ahead. Yeah. All right, next.
Duck22 Crazy said Shedeur, the last 2 drives against the Titans and the last one against the Bears went well when it was up tempo with no huddle. He gets in rhythm. Why don't we do that more often?
Stop it against the Bears. That was garbage time. They were getting killed. That's embarrassing. Don't use that. You diminish what you're trying to do. Titans, fine. That was a game. You can't bring up the last drive against the Bears. You know this, G. Bush. They were getting destroyed. The game was over.
Hey, listen, man.
It's garbage time. If
You're
somebody
going to get him court-martialed.
Nah, I'm all right.
Court-martial.
Nah, I'm good. I told you how I feel about it. You looking for pieces and parts. I go by the eye test. EPA, all that good stuff. Listen, do you got 3 or 4 throws that you can make that I'm like, oh, that's a throw right there?
A lot of quarterbacks can make 3 or 4 throws.
I didn't see them from
Dylan Gabriel didn't
DG.
do it.
I didn't see
But Dylan
zero.
Gabriel's not the
Dylan
bar.
Gabriel's
He's not the bar.
Dylan
But
Gabriel, I cannot listen. In the end, this takes us back to why you cannot bring back Andrew Berry because he drafted Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round, and I would have been better as quarterback for the Browns than Dylan Gabriel.
Oh, Lord in heaven.
I'm a lefty too.
You'd have made one
I'd be like
snap
Jared
and they'd be
Lorenzen out
carrying
there.
you off the field.
you might dislocate your hips.
Did you see?
100%.
Did you
Can
see?
you imagine?
I would injure
Can you
everything
imagine?
on the first
Can you
play.
imagine a
Did you
bull
see
take a
Phillip
step and his
Rivers
whole little
fall
body
down?
just dislocates?
Imagine
Nah.
the injury report in the press box.
It
Adam the
just
Bull
turned-
is
Hey, you're not in
out
great
with
shape
a broken
either, my
hip,
friend. Take it easy.
a broken tibia,
Hey, 2 more.
6
2 more.
fractured
Stop.
ribs,
Jason told me he's
a
gonna be
concussion.
sandwich.
2 more.
Tyvis is built like a linebacker these days, and G. Bush can't get 2 seconds without getting hurt.
Why you catch a stray?
G. Bush is in great shape right now, for real.
Tyvis is in way better shape. Go ahead, next.
Joint MDA says analytics. Mark Twain said there's lies, there's damn lies, and stats. Hasm said AB picks Shedeur. Shedeur's the starter next year because he passed the quarterback eye test and because he's good for business. AB will pick Shedeur's new head coach.
By the way, yes or no, if the analytics said Shedeur Sanders was great,
We using that.
would anybody...
What are you talking about? We using all of that. We don't use
no overtime.
No overtime. No overtime. We'll
We're
see
doing
ya.
stuff for the next generation.
by any means necessary.
UCSS.
Why would you think we're not going? We going?